Aegis. He's got No-Tail also side as No-Tail will tether over. Nisha trying to get a grab on one of the two of them. Might be able to find No-Tail. He's got the X mark.
No mana for Torrent, but they have Yapsor behind with the stun.
Mid-one. I mean, Mid-one's thinking about going back in. He's running at them. I was going to say, throws the stun, nothing else other than that. Would have been running straight into the four of them without much backup at all. Does protect the Aegis, though. Aegis is still on the Sven, so OG, when they're back up, they're going to have another chance to get something done with it. And by the looks of it, Mid-one will also by then have his level 18 and almost certainly his Aghanim's complete.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of setting that tempo and playing very aggressively around their ward vision. He did reveal that ward top in that side there when he does stun up the high ground, but you know, you can see how confident he's trying to play. And now we're seeing, wow, blink on Puppey.
I mean, it's the blink is one of those items that seems
disengage.
Sort of essential against Sven and his Aghanims, right? Without a blink as a support against Sven with the Ags, you're just dead any single team fight. This is the only item really that works effectively in terms of just breaking you out of getting stuns. You know, you can't dispel what isn't there anymore with the talent, of course, that the Mid-one will take.
Doing my job for me, thank you, Owen. Mid-one persistent. Well, we'll claim this tier 2. Not before 20 minutes, but they can still get a good amount of map control and take away the outpost if they'd like to. And just keeping this big lead here. Look at this Sven compared to that Void. He's almost double the net worth here.
That's insane. I mean, Mid-one, he has been popping off in a lot of the games recently for OG.
Yeah.
We've seen it, you know, we've seen the rampages, we've seen the utter destruction and annihilation that he's brought.
He's pretty far up here. There's a relocate coming to bring him out. Not very far, though. Nisha almost connecting with the Torrent. And that is the Aegis reclaimed. Ooh, Aegis reclaimed during the AA.
That was a little risky.
Doesn't heal.
He was a little lower there. That would have certainly been a clip. But he's fine. Gets out. He's in back. What? Wait, what happened? What? Yeah, I agree. What the hell happened there? What? Okay.
Well, he went back in with like 100, 200 HP.
What was going on? How did he? Can we get a replay of that? I wasn't even ready for that. Just suddenly Mid-one walks back in with 200 HP and dies.
Was it the relocate?
Oh no!
I think he kept him tethered.
No-Tail?
I think
no,
No-Tail kept him tethered.
No, he didn't.
I mean, that's the only thing.
No, he didn't.
That's the only thing that could happen there.
We got a replay of that. Did he? Was it No-Tail taking it? No.
I mean, that's pretty huge. That slows down their momentum a lot. And they do not want momentum slowed down in this game when they're playing against Void with AA. This Void, as the later the game goes, he gets better and better versus the Sven if he is able to get the farm.
Well, we'll find Matu.
But they're constantly aggressive on him.
He's got BKB. So we'll be able to play his way out with the BKB. No TP though, so he's just going to have to run. He's out and away. And he just gets mana back up before they can really look to fight. Make sure he's got the Chronos fit. Mid lane tower's going down. And they'll TP over in time to get it protected. And No-Tail does now have the mech complete, so at least some additional burst heal to keep his Sven strong in the fights.
10 seconds till those bounties. Nisha can act a lot as a frontliner here. There's no Void BKB right now. You can see that's why OG's trying to play so aggressive.
He wants to go, but there is a Chrono. They've got counter plays. Mid-one's going to charge in. Chrono comes out.
Force that.
Only gets the eye, though. Matu, can he finish him off? He's tried to, but he's caught in the root. Matu can't actually kill off Io, and now he's out of mana. Mid-one's chasing him down. Matu's trying to run, but Mid-one, he's closing in on the target, jumps in with a stun. Matu falls. As he's out of the fight, they've got the Void, and with that secret, they've got no more power to fight with. As Zai's going to be taking them out there. Will manage to get Nisha back to safety in time. Puppey, however, wasn't able to jump in the ride.
The Ag stun brought him just before the Chrono hits. It actually moves him out of it. And then they also missed their AA blast to catch the IO in the backlines there. Awkward spell usage by Secret, but OG kind of sticking around here still. Mid-one, no BKB available.
I mean, he wants to... Does he want to go in? Oh, Yapsor, he does. He's in with a big jump. Oh, that was sweet from No-Tail. A lovely little relocate there, taking him out to the side, so Yapsor didn't find them with the Burrow Epi. There's No-Tail, he'll head back, but he'll leave Mid-one on the front lines with Thompson and Seb to try and deal with Nisha. Seb trying to force back any backup, so Nisha is separated. There's Nisha. He should be able to find him. He's trying to hide. Matu jumps back over and
back to Yapsor.
Can Yapsor do anything to turn this? He's already used the Appy, but he's still got the Burrow Strike. Comes in onto the two of them, catches Mid-one and No-Tail, and that will secure the 2 kills there. Clutch buyback from Yapsor. Punishes OG hanging around a little too long behind that tier 2.
Nisha with some quick little heads-up plays. He actually broke the life drain when he was getting with there's just an X mark and repopping that X, and then he actually gets himself into a corner, and OG, they overextend. They stay there too long. Clutch buyback from Yaps.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, despite that nice little dodge earlier from Notail, Yapsor was able to still find them all at the end of the top lane. Oh, Matt, he's got BKB back up.
Doesn't pop it right away, though.
He doesn't.
And now he's stunned, and he might get
first. He's dead.
Oh, Saxo with the control.
I mean, you got to watch out for this Willow. You know, you sort of feel what Matu's going through there. He sees that, and it can be very sort of, it catches you by surprise. He sees the Willows, I'm going to get the chance to BKB. Well, no, you're not. Sax has got just that much amount of disable when he lays his skills down correctly, and Sax has been doing that.
And with Decrepify, with a Bedlam, it's so much damage. You just shred these core heroes anyway.
Yeah, Matu's still having to play the catch-up game here. When you look at the comparisons between the carries, mid one level 19, Matu just sitting down at level 16. So still a lot of room to catch back up. Overall, OG still holding the 5K lead.
Yeah, and it's going to be really hard for the Void to ever catch up to that Sven and farm. When he dies with this, Sven just capitalizes much more because he farms faster and faster than that Void.
Just overall, Seb having a Midas, you know, you're going to sort of see the cores across the board of OG scaling away that Secrets aren't quite ready for. So Secret, they've got to continue to try and look for these fights, look for this action. And they found Thompson. He'll go for the heals. Is he able to get the blink off in time? No, the timing's not quite there. Straight back into the pit. Secret, they'll catch off the Pugna.
That was one of the first times I've seen this game that Thompson very far out of position. No one really near him. He's just really trying to slowly burn down that position there.
Oh, lovely rune here for mid one if they're able to get something going. He's got God Strength from BKB up. He's very close to having the money for the small crit.
Roche is scouted. Pugna is dead. They're trying to take a fight here while Thompson's...
They do it decently fast. I mean, with the Mask of Madness.
Yeah.
Matu's got decent attack speed, so as long as he can find the bashes, he's going to be doing it. They have got good fight themselves, though, OG around the pit. And mid one with that Arcane Rune, he wants to go. Pops the God Strength, jumps straight over towards Zai. Already Zai taken down to half HP. They'll use the Glimmer Kit to try and save and get him out towards the pit, but the fear. Saxa, he just finds the control. He's able to lay it down here to both Zai and Matuma, man. They're both dead. Seb's trying to keep the back lines busy. Zai actually still somehow survives, finally falls there. It's the final blast from Thompson. And mid one, he's not done yet. He's running over towards Nisha. Sentry's dropped down. Poppy and Nisha, they're into the trees. Poppy will get out, but Nisha, he's not going to be quite as fortunate as OG find a third. All three of Secret's cores taken out.
Great play by Seb. He just beelines to the back lines, silences everybody with the Kaboo Fear. And then Midwin's just able to focus fire. Sure, Notail gets clipped by the boat, but it only hits like one hero, and yeah, you can see Seb. He just ran at Puppy. He didn't allow him to really get any good spell off, and if it's the Night Stalker who's getting AA blasted, then he did his job.
And with these sort of kills, you look at Seb's items, next fight, he's going to have a full BKB. When this Night Stalker comes running with you with a BKB, there's nothing you can do to stop it. All you've got is the Chrono, and that won't be enough most of the time with how tanky Seb's going to be with that BKB done.
He's gonna just be able to, like, he actually just runs at the back line, and they're not gonna be able to do anything against him. Matu finds Thompson here.
Well, I mean,
a little awkward there.
Tried to do, he's got a BKB and an Aegis. Mid one, he can do it a couple of times. He's gonna have to pop the BKB, and that will stop them from going on him. But again, you can see Matu in this position. He's just dropping it down. So we'll see this play earlier.
No, this is just this is the one he just did. Yeah, he relocated bottom.
Yeah, you're right.
Not sure what happened there. I think maybe he was trying to make a play with the Spanner, but maybe he just lost the tether for a second there.
Well, still 5K lead for OG mid one in an incredible position right now. Just 6K ahead of anyone in the game. This massive Sven.
Yeah, the Sven is huge, and I think it is really important, like we pointed out, that Midas for Seb is going to really pay dividends in this game because of how aggressive they're able to play. And if he gets a blink and a BKB, sure, Void can get these chronos off, but the backline is going to be so disrupted.
Well, Saxa, he's going to feel the full brunt of the ults there, but backup comes in. Saxa does go down, but mid one, Notail and Seth, they want to try and fight against them. Zai's going to take out the two of them. As of course, Puppy, he was left behind. So OG finds something, but Zai able to make sure that no cores will fall that time to OG. As we see Nisha just continuing to build up the items to enable his teammates to really help Matu, you know, throw down this sort of Solar Crest and Glimmer Cape in ways to make sure that Matu can jump in and have the strength required to take down these big heroes like the Sven.
Ooh, they actually forced the BKB. It's also just protect Matu as well. Like, sure, he's got this decent amount of armor when he's not Mask of Madness, but a lot of times he's Mask of Madness. So throw that Solar on top, he's up at 24, so that high physical damage from Sven can be slowed down too.
Yeah, the pressure really is on pretty much Matu and Yapzor to just hit, because you know they're the ones that are going to be starting the fights, getting the jump most of the time with the Time Walk into Chrono or the Blink into Burrow Strike. They've got to be finding great ways to jump, and they've got to try and capitalize on any opportunity that OG give to them when OG starts to group up.
The one thing is, though, is mid one's BKB, it's getting low. He's had to pop it. I actually think it might just be at 5 seconds now. Let's take a look at it. Can we mouse over that BKB really quickly?
No.
No, we can. Okay. Well, it's at 5 or 6 seconds, I'm sure, but at this point. He's got a full Daedalus finished up, so he's going to hit hard, and he needs to hit hard because, like we said, BKB is going to start ticking down, and you know that Secret, they're itemizing. Like you said, they have the Blink Daggers that are going to be there to disengage versus the Axon, and I did see that Lotus Orb. It is almost finished up there for Yapzor. Already level 19, too. So they're keeping themselves very farmed on all of their heroes here.
OG's still got that ward on the high ground. So some good info to work with. No secrets around on this area.
Mid one, he's running in.
He's going to try and charge forward.
They've been the one
He knows he's pretty unkillable.
Oop.
Of course, one of the strong strengths of the Glimmer, just being able to disjoint that initiation. But mid one, he just goes back in his zone as Nisha walks in, has to put the BKB himself. Mid one. Is he able to find any other targets? Secret's going to do best to just get out of it. They've got the God Strength out of him. Over towards mid, Matu popping the BKB as he is worried about OG being able to make a jump upon him. Seb's still trying to go in past the tower. In fact, mid one, he's able to find the chance straight back in onto the cooker. Chrono comes out. It's too late. Matu's dead. Nisha's going to fall as well.
Too much damage.
No, not the Chrono they needed there. Tried in an attempt to hold back OG, but OG ended up still getting the 2 kills anyway. The Chrono, it stops nothing. Yapzor, he's going to try for a big play, comes in with a big bow strike heavy. It's a lot of damage. He's able to take down the 2 of them. A big play from Yapzor.
Puppy whipped the AA blast, though. He actually hit it on the ground right in front of him. I think he double tapped.
I mean, at least it wasn't needed to kill off Saxon Thompson. Yapzor actually is having enough damage on his own with that jump. Nisha giving the big tips over towards Yapzor, as Yapzor basically just putting a stop to OG actually being able to push up and punish this pretty long duration when Nisha and Matu are out of the game. Yapzor holding on for Secret.
Comes in clutch there. That's one of the best plays that you can do when you're on those high grounds. When you lost these heroes, you just catch someone off guard. They're probably like, there's no way they make an initiation on us when we're running into the high ground. Finds the 2 ideal targets. But yeah, Puppy, oh my god, the Ice Blast. I think he may have double tapped it. I don't think he got hit by any type of silence there.
You see, it was the big brain play. He was just trying to throw it out in front of him in preparation for the Sven jumping on top of him. You know, that's what he'll tell you.
Level 18 already on that AA as well. So max level Ice Blast. They're keeping it at a 6K. It only jumped up to what, like 8K gold lead, I believe, for OG. So they're keeping it level here, and I think that's pretty good sign here for Secret, because they want this game to go late. They want this Void to be able to somehow catch up to this Sven. He's still got a lot of time for him to do so, though.
Yeah, needs at least this next time really complete before Matu's going to have a chance.
Yeah, his BKB is also very low. That is the scare too, because there's a lot of different forms of control for him. They're getting more items to deal with that Chronosphere. The Aeon Disc now finished for the Pugna.
I like this from Yapzor as well, getting the E-Blade online next. I mean, he knows BKB's getting low. He's in with that sort of combo, the Burrow Strike EP and an E-Blade. You're going to do serious amounts of damage, even to these higher HP strength heroes on OG's lineup like Seb and mid-one.
And it is another form of save in a way. Like after the stun comes out, you can't E-Blade. He does the use to stop the X bring back onto Nisha.
We're going to see them jump straight forward. Puppy, he just gets taken out instantly off the back of the stun. Zai will be able to disengage with the rest of Secret. They're out of there. Yapzor stuns up to the base. So we'll just be Puppy dying outside of the base, and he himself does have buyback and the Ice Blast if OG choose to continue to push in.
I think he got, what, did he get one shot?
I saw an 870 crit, so very likely that his HP was under that amount as mid-one flew in and took him out at least 2 maximum hits.
Bloodthorn finished, they're going in. There's no buyback on mid one. They really want to press that issue forward there. 30 seconds.
They've got the chrono. So Matu, he's got to do something spectacular with the chrono. Let's see. Ready, Matu is getting gone on. See the jump forward from Yapzor, trying to keep mid one off Matu. Mid one popping the BKB to make sure he's not dragged back by the X. Notel also taking him out to the side, starting to heal him back up. Notel is going to be back on the front lines there with a relocate. The question is if OG want to try and swing back in with him. Seb popping the ultimate. He's up on the high ground. Who are they going to be able to find? They're just going to... They don't want to go back in with Notel, or maybe they're going to go back in after he dies. Matu, he's gone for the chrono on the back line. He's found Thompson and Saxon. Turns towards Saxon first. Saxon goes down. Looks towards Thompson, but Thompson, he's got the Eon dish. Thompson's able to turn into Grand Fight, disarming Matu. Matu has to jump away. The time on Yapzor comes with the Eul's control.
Mid-one's getting kited.
He's being surrounded. Nisha, Zai, Matu, they have the damage to take down mid-one. Secret breaking apart the team fight of OG as Thompson, he's trying his best to stand his ground, but there's 5 heroes surrounding him. Thompson goes down as well. And Secret able to hold. Matu, this time round, that chrono, it does enough. He's there on the back lines, stops Saxa from being able to get out his skill set, the ultimates, and also just locking down Thompson, forcing out that Eon disc earlier. It means that Thompson, he has to suddenly just focus on this void. He cannot help the rest of OG, help Seb running in on the back lines of Secret and actually get those kills to start the fight off.
And that's what, there's no buyback on the Sven. He spent all his gold on the Bloodthorn there. He gets kited. We mentioned that BKB, it's starting to get low. They're able to play around it. They have so many different forms of disable and disengage on the side of Secret.
They're going to go straight down the mid here. We'll see what they can do with this timing. You see on the Roshan respawn as well. It's going to be about a minute. Will mean that OG's back in the game for it. Secret unable to take at least a tier 2 tower here whilst both Thompson and mid one are down.
There's been some crazy spell usage there too. Like in the beginning of that fight, did you see how Nisha casted his spells? I think he thought mid one was going to just aggressively ag stun in because he actually torrent and boated it right on top of himself at the initial. So they didn't have the torrent of the boat in the start of the fight. I think maybe just blanketing his team with the rum too, just to protect versus Sven. It was an interesting series of spells that ended up happening before that chrono, but it ends up working out for them very nicely, and they close that gold lead. OG have been stopped here with their early aggression. Looking like Secret have started to gain control of this game. And
they've got some solid tier 4 items, at least on Secret's lineup. I'm seeing Kunkka with the Havoc Hammer, excellent.
Yep.
Great strength, great damage. And Minotaur Horn, if Zai wants to be able to grab that, you know, that extra sort of chance for a dispel with that short BKB duration. And they also just found the Leveler, one of the ones that I imagine Matu's going to be very happy to have himself. Yep. So and a serious step up in attack speed for him.
Yeah, and I think a Timeless Relic, I believe, too, for probably Yapzor.
Is that how Secret is? Honestly, I think Secret just got sort of the jackpot with the 4 tier 4 items there.
Yeah, I think they actually got my 4 favorite ones.
For the heroes they're playing, they're going to be very happy with those finds. Yes, Timeless Relic on Yapzor
too. So
all right, so I think Gaben's a Secret fan. That's some good RNG right there.
Side spotted, instantly trying to get out. Matu, do they have the fear? Oh, he gets the BKB off in time.
Oh, the time walk. It's there just in time. One more hit from mid one and they would have done it. But time in favor there of Matu as he's able to jump away. And we'll see, what did they go over on the side of OG?
They got Flicker. Flicker's pretty solid.
I mean, especially, yeah, this is a very Thompson-esque item, right? Yeah. He loves to be jumping and juking all over the place.
Can't flicker when you're chrono, though.
But you can flicker before you're chrono.
You can flicker before, and it'll put you into the chrono.
That is true. You may flicker still into the chrono.
Deeper into the chrono.
You might even blink out and flicker back in. You know, it has happened before. You just press all the buttons and they don't necessarily do what you're hoping them to do.
And Chrono is back up. No God Strength for OG right now, so they have to be careful. They still are missing 2 of their tier 4 items as well, so they can still finish up grabbing those.
Yeah, we'll see what OG is able to get with that. And we'll see Zai actually holding on to the Craggy coat rather than the Minotaur Horn right now, favoring that extra armor.
Near 25 also on mid one. Another important big spike if he takes that talent, which he most likely will. Ooh.
Oh, we did.
He took the stun duration.
I guess.
So they want a little more
this is a thing then, because we did see one in the other series the other day when Nico Baby took it, and we just sort of started to question. It was like, is this just a thing? Not going for the boosted damage at the additional God Strength damage? Because if you're not aware, mid one, he's taken the talent that's given +1 on the stun duration rather than the 50% extra God Strength damage.
Oh, it's an illusion. The illusion is kept there on the Pugna. I think he wants the extra disable versus this void.
Yeah, I guess this makes sense, because we've seen a few times Matu, he's been very close to going down. There's mid one. Where's the help? It's going to come in. And now the Ice Blast is going to fly over the 2 of them. The fear will push them back, but mid one's taking so much damage, he's able to get the BKB off and run away.
But he's AA blasted. If they get another hit on him, he's likely to die.
He's dead. Matsu finishes him off. Mid-1 is buying back for this fight, but Secret, they're standing strong. This is a tough fight for OG to turn. What can they do? They come in with the stun, looking towards the void. Yapso's in, he's silenced up for now. The turret clips onto Mid-1. Secret will start to disengage. Mid-1 popping the God Strength, looks to chase in, gets the stun in onto Zai, looks over towards Yapso. He's been dusted up to the high ground with the Burrow Strike. Yapso's able to break away, and with the X mark from Nisha, Mid-1's dragged back. Seb trying to stay on top of Matuma Man. The nighttime comes to an end. Matsu has got to be careful. Mid-1, he's in range, gets in with the Lotus. The Lotus is out. The Ice Box is there. Matsu still falls, and Mid-1's able to fight him with that final hit. Poppy comes in, hits him with the Chilling Touch, slows him down. They bring him under the Ice Blast threshold as Mid-1, he's out of the game. A die back on the Sven. He's actually trying to clean up as he comes in from the side. He's looking over towards Zai and Nisha, but Zai, Nisha, and Yapso, they just run down Seb. The Night Stalker's gone. It's only down to Thompson and Saxa left right now. As Thompson, he's keeping his distance. Saxa into the trees. He'll start to TP out. He's away. The buyback's coming out there from both sides. Both teams losing their carry. OG for the longer period though. 100 seconds without Mid-1.
Thompson's dragging this creep wave here, pushing it forward there. He's even jumping in.
They're still hit.
Jump away.
They're a little scared.
Oh, Yapso's is dead.
Oh my goodness, that damage. That
Decrepify.
damage. Whoa,
Yep.
we've got a couple of DPS heroes here, right?
Decrep plus that Bedlam talent plus level 18 on the Willow. More than enough damage.
I mean, it just destroyed him. Yapso was gone. Not a chance for him to be taken back home safely by Zai.
They did get the die back though onto Mid-1, and he's really starting to suffer. We're seeing the damage that Secret has, and that BKB being so low. They have so many different ways to kite him around.
Yeah, just all these items. What was it like? These Lotuses, Glimmer Capes, just Yule Scepters. Many things to make Mid-1's fight just incredibly tricky. He's got to be very smart about how he jumps from target to target, because most of the time, whoever he looks for first in the fight is not going to fall. He's got to sort of be thinking ahead and considering who he's going to try and jump for once Secret have used all their saves on whoever he's tried to bait them out on first when he initiates.
Yeah. And he's gone for just raw damage, right? So if you see when they turn on him, he's not very tanky. Even though he has this IO behind him for the tether and for all these heals, he gets hit real hard. Even when the Kunkka starts hitting him, all this does add up. And he's built no armor items, nothing like that at all.
Yeah, and I guess that is also a good point as well to mention why he would take the stun, as you've told me before. You know, one of the reasons why you take the damage talent is if you're not, you know, you're going like the S and Y in the AC build on Sven. But as you say, because he has built a lot of items to buff up his right click, he can afford to just go for the stun duration talent.
He's Glass Cannon Seb though. He's got a DD rune, and with this Dark Ascension, he hits hard. He's hitting for over 600 right now.
Oh, but his Midas is off cooldown.
Oh, it is, but he doesn't care.
He's still committing on to Nisha. Seb's onto the backlines. He's managed to get himself on top of Puppy. Nisha popping the boat down, trying to keep them off. Matsu's going to step over. He's been silenced for now. Zai, he wants to take them out of it.
Oh,
the time. The chrono, though, was a little unnecessary. They didn't need it there. Zai would have got them out anyway. But at least nobody died on Secret.
They're
but a little sore that they don't have the chrono. They are going to come straight back out onto the map with the smoke, because Roshan is up, but definitely a deficit here for Secret that they do not have this chrono to fight with.
Yeah, they just wanted to full reset because the God Strength was used. They're still going to be looking for this battle though. 20 seconds until they do have the sheep, the fleet, the ghost ship fleet from Nisha.
I'm OG there. I'm thinking about just sneaking back into Roche.
It's daytime still for about 10 seconds here, so Seb, no Dark Ascension. He's just kind of chilling in the pit, knowing he's a bit weak for those next 10. Puppy's actually the one with the Minotaur horn, so he can not have to get not as disabled as much from Seb. Because Seb, you can see every fight, he's focusing on Puppy to get the silence on top of him.
I'm a Secret. They're just going to run and see who's inside the pit. Seb, he's going to be revealed. He says, what are you doing? This is my Roche. Step aside and step away.
There's that nighttime kicking in.
Seb, he's coming around for the side, but Puppy and Zai start to hold him back a little bit. Of course, Seb, incredibly tanky.
God, these fights are crazy.
Doesn't feel threatened at all by these two heroes. The main damage dealer is Secret right now, really being Matuma Man. It's all on him, and in terms of making sure that he's able to stay alive in these fights, they've got to keep him fighting fit. As OG, I'll step into the pit. 15 seconds until God Strength's there for Mid-1, and he'll be able to take down this Roche at quite the pace. On the side, still continuing to toy around with Seb on the Night Stalker. Time.
They force the Dark Ascension, they start backing away.
Fair's going to catch the two of the Mid-1. He's in onto Puppy. Puppy's in trouble. He's able to put the ghost step to get out to the side. He's supposed to BKB. Turns with the bow. Matu, he's going to be fine for now. Jumps over in towards Saxa. But Saxa's got the yaw. He's up in the air. Puppy's brought back for this attempt. Matu committed with a BKB onto Saxa. But Saxa, he's going to lift. He's out to the side with the ghost form. Matu turns over towards Seb. Seb dragged back by the X mark. Secret, they'll find one. Mid one, he's in onto Matu. But again, the Lotus turns the sun. Yapsor's there with a follow-up in with a bow strike as well. Mid one's been hit by the ice blast. He's getting low and he'll pop. Secret, they keep Matu alive. They're able to punish mid one for his attempt to get in. A Secret, they may not be done yet. He's still hanging around the pit. Zai, he found the catch. Yapsor, and again, jumps in onto Notel with a backup from Matu. They've got the damage to beat down the Io. Seb is trying to run, but he's being slow. The Yaws controls there. They'll surround the Night Stalker. Seb's dead as well. Secret push OG far away from the pit. 3 of them dead on OG. Secret can step in a Roche, and this Aegis and Cheese will be theirs.
They're playing so well around the BKB. They have all this damage mitigation that comes from the boat. So mid one, he actually didn't have God Strength at the start of the fight there, so he wasn't able to just bring any heroes down really. And then quick buyback, they're able to join that fight back in from Secret. But yeah, all this control is really starting to show. This pit, he even took the talent of the pit at 25 too, so this Sven just gets locked down and played around from these Yules, Lotus Orb, and all these different functions.
Yeah, as you pointed out earlier, sort of a forewarning, you know, when it gets to this point, when his BKB's this low, that's all he has. As soon as it's over, it's sort of fight over for him. If they haven't already at least gotten 1 or 2 kills during that duration, Secret's going to have the control to deal with him.
Yeah. Such good disengages. It's insane. And look at Zai, they've got 300 damage.
They're ready to close it.
There's no buybacks.
They've got double chrono. Matu's got a refresher shard. I believe he's still the one to hold it. Yeah, he's got 2 chronospheres. So Secret are more than ready for any sort of fight that OG come up with in defense.
They killed his creeps though as he popped Satanic. Niche actually cleaved them, so he wasn't able to heal up fully. Fear connects.
Let's see what Secret want to do here. Do they want to stick around? There's still tier 2s on the side lane.
I think
nothing really more to find here, so.
They're real happy with this position after all those sequences of fights here. Matu now in real fighting form there with the backtrack talent too, with a Satanic. Very unlikely for him to get brought down here now. Yeah, and just so many buffs on him too.
Game feels very hard now for OG coming forward from Matu. Secret just continues to take these towers.
Their itemization is really working out for them here.
Yeah, it's very difficult for OG to try and just break through this army of Secret now. They've given an incredibly solid showing so far. I mean, this 48-minute game has been an excellent display between these two teams, but you just can't help but feel now in these later stages, this lineup of Secret built around this void, sort of as the panel touched upon, it's just going to have that greater late game strength than that built around a Sven.
Absolutely. And they have so many different items to deal with that Sven. Sure, like we said, he went glass cannon, but everyone is actually incredibly tanky on the side of Secret. Even with like this medallion on the AA, they have the solar crest on Kunkka too. They're buffing each other up when they get gone on every single time to protect versus that Sven damage. And like you said, now they have double chrono available.
Trying to fight for the backdoor protection here, and I'll tell you what, he's just about doing it, Matu.
He most definitely is with that solar crest.
Yeah, look at him go. Alrighty.
A full hex now for Yapster too, so we were mentioning how much control they have. Throw that in on top also with a Timeless Relic. OG in a very tough position here now.
I mean, what is the play for OG? You're sort of down 11k. You look at what you have against what they have. What sort of moves are you going for? Is it sort of an attempt at waiting for the high ground push, trying to punish them there? Do you have to try and get out on the map, look for pickoffs, or do you try and go out? You've still got a decent team fight if you get the jump. Like, how do you find to Secret right now when you're behind?
They have to somehow just bait these abilities, honestly. They have to make these chronos whiff, like the Blink Dagger dodge or something like that. It's really looking like their team fights have gotten so difficult. Everyone is so tanky. Look at this, 52 armor on Underlord. Like 28, but they're all just getting buffed up so much. Like even Sand King has 21, and he's going to be solar crested a lot of the times in the fights too. So I think their damage has just dropped significantly because of the itemization from Secret.
Oh, Thompson, he needs help.
Oh, mid one's stunned into the chrono.
He's in trouble. He's in so much trouble. Oh no! An attempt to help out his buddy puts his own life at risk as he just goes zooming straight into the chrono. They've come out with the 2 buybacks. They're looking for Matu. Matu's still just so tanky. Saxa, he's going to be trapped on the high ground. Mid-one's able to jump down onto low ground over towards Zai.
He can't even kill those 2 crits. And look, Zai's still at the hex. Still over.
Again onto mid-one. Mid-one, he pulled back for this. He cannot afford to go down. He'll try and jump over towards Zai. We'll be able to find Zai with a big crit, but No Tail's out of the action. He's dead for 80. Matu jumps into the river. There'll be a buyback from No Tail. Zai and Puppy are out without buyback.
Yeah.
Can OG find something more from this? They've found a third. They've found Japsor.
They're outnumbering them, and Monkey's out of mana.
OG's doing this.
He gave him the cheese.
They're doing it. He's popped it. He's popped the refresher shot. He's looking for a second chrono. Wants to take mid-one out. Knows that the Svenborn back. Can he give him time? No. Thompson's in with the save. There's a Crip find the life drain. Keeping mid-one healed up. He'll charge over with the stun. The silence. He's called Matu, but Matu's got the BKB. The Satanic pops him. Turns over towards mid-one. Mid-one will be saved again by Thompson with the Decrepify. Matu goes over towards Seb. Turns his attention back over towards mid-one, but No Tail. He's healing mid-one up. Mid-one's able to find the haste rune. He's on the run. Matu's trying to chase. Jumps in with the time on. Mid-one turns with another stun. Nisha. He's on top of Saxon. Mid-one seeing if he can get back and involved in the fight. But Yapsor. He's in with the Boris strike. Number 2. He jumps over to Thompson. Thompson turns with the Decrepify. Matu's still trying to commit. Thompson flickers down with a flicker to the side. Mid-one jumps in with a stun. Matu, he wants to go more. They've got the control with the X-Mark on mid-one. Mid-one, he's Glimmer Cape. He's able to go back in the BKB. Looks towards Nisha. Nisha sneaks away with his own Glimmer Cape. There's the silence. It's on to Matu. Lotus Orb removes the silence. Sets up for the counter. The stun. Matu, he turns. Satanic, but again, the Decrepify the ulti set up in the air. Yapsor's in with the epicenter. He's taken out mid-one. They've taken down No Tail. Thompson is Hex. Secret. They're hot on the trail of the little piggy. The flicker won't help him now. He turns. He's caught out by the Burrow strike. He's trying to run. He's up once more with the heals, but Secret, they've surrounded him again. He's out. He's away. Thompson will manage to live, but the damage has been done.
The damage has absolutely been done.
Seb's out as well. No Tail's out for over a minute. And Secret, they've got the pushing power. They've got Matu and Nisha, and they should be able to do some serious damage to the base now. 20k up, Secret.
Holy shit, that cheese pass off by Nisha onto Matu earlier, allowing him to have the mana for the chrono, turns everything. But Nisha gets brought down by these 2 magic damage.
Trying to jump in. Thompson, has he got anything to survive here? Oh, it's too much burst. Thompson's down, despite his best efforts. Matu beating Saxa back to the fountain. Seb's going to be back up. It's just going to be the 2 of them, though, against the 5-man push from Secret. Nisha picking up a Deso to finish this one off. I don't know if Seb and Saxa can do anything here against the 2 of them. The jump's already been made. Japsor's able to get in on Saxa. Seb committing with the BK.
They're just going to bait.
Puppy. Puppy's out to the side. They're just ending it. Secret, they've secured this game 1 as GG is called. Wow! And Secret will take this first game of the best of 5 grand finals, and you can certainly feel it there in that first game performance. Both teams pulling out all the stops to give a spectacular show for the viewers at home.
Holy shit.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Nothing that can
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Iowa's banned out. We don't have that available to us anymore. That was too much of a pain in the first game, even though it did end up losing. Still a pain in the ass to deal with.
You know, they had to show it. They let it through the first game. You show it the respect in the second game because it was a very that first game was so incredible to watch because OG's mindset going in. You could see in their heroes all out aggression, and it was like such a farmed Sven, and it was a very scary game for Secret to play. And they should feel like confident in their ability to play on the reaction, but you shouldn't need to make that big play to win the game. I think for Secret, so they're going to respect it from here on out. I think in this series and. No more IO.
Grimstroke, one of these heroes that you see, you never look at a Grimstroke and you're like, oh, that's a terrible Grimstroke pick. It just shows up here or there, but it's never really the first phase every game. Doesn't really get banned. Fantastic if you pick a whole draft around it. So I imagine they're going to pick some other heroes to combo up with the bubble, some heroes to combo up with the Grimstroke ultimate. It's nice when you have 3 heroes, that one guy that you can double the spell, and then some other guys that can have the bubble put on them. That's a good response to it, I think, though.
I think if I'm Team Secret, though, in the back of my mind, I've probably got PA vibes going, because I think for OG, the Grimstroke PA lane is just too strong for for them to execute. And I think the important thing to note is about that laning phase. What are they able to achieve post laning phase, and how much of a lead can OG build up? Look, Secret's itemization was incredible in that first game. The fact that they have like a glimmer cape on mid Kunkka, the instant rush BKB on
Solar
Void.
Glimmer.
It was
like, nuts.
You have to look at that game and go, Secret understood that they had to fight up against this aggression. They were never going to win the game in those fights. It was about surviving. So they itemized for it, they drafted for it, and you saw this Void just pop BKB so many times. Sure, he died several times with some questionable chronos and misplays, but the overall fact that their team effort to keep themselves in the game against OG's aggression was amazing to watch.
I mean, just the blink on Puppy, Ancient
exactly.
Apparition, that was nuts. I think he also had a medallion, like he went medallion blink, and so they went crest medallion.
Yeah.
You know, this we saw the same thing coming out from OG. They stack, and it's just, for some reason, people haven't stacked them before this tournament. This is the first time that I've seen it in a tournament, which is very interesting. I think banning the PA does make sense. I mean, it's OG. They've already dealt with this. The Lifestealer versus the PA doesn't look very good. The only thing is, if you're Secret, you might leave it until, like, the next set of bans, because there aren't really great buffs for the PA so far. Usually, you know, we saw with the first PA pick, like, the hero works when you have 16 different things that you can throw on her. Tiny and Grim, they're okay. It's not like PA's like, I don't want to play with the Grim stroke, but, you know, the bubble is not, you know, you want something to amplify her damage. You want something to amplify her farming. Like, she needs a lot to work, so I feel like they might leave it just because of that.
Do you think that there's a chance, Mr. Governor, for Doom?
I think both of these teams pretty much do not respect the meta in terms of what all the other teams are doing. These guys are the guys that set the meta. So, like, you can see already, like, we're not seeing Venom in this series. We're not seeing the Dooms appear. They might appear later on, but it's not like a hot topic, I think, for these
I was
teams.
gonna say, like, to be fair, even when Doom isn't meta, the Grim Doom still comes back because the combo is just so good. So I could still see them picking the Doom, even though they don't respect the meta, because it's still like it synergizes with the Grimstroke. And I know that no matter what the meta is, like OG and Secret, like both of these teams will always pick things that just synergize really well together. You know, the Chen, Puppy Chen, yeah, that would be pretty annoying with the Lifestealer. Healing amplification with a hero who can just sit and sustain in lane. It makes space for the Chen to farm up his mech. Lifestealer can hold the safe lane tower. Chen can go and basically take all of the other towers. It's pretty annoying to deal with map-wise. Oh, they do ban the PA. Okay. It's just against the Lifestealer, it's so strong. And if you're gonna pick Enchantress as well.
I love this the response for the fact that they ban out the Chen, and for Secret it's about that same hero that has like that activation. Ench and Earth Spirit, they can both make so many great moves around the map, and I say this every time I see this Lifestealer from Secret. It's an independent core that can play lane solo to allow Secret to try and make these early moves.
Yep.
We didn't really see that in that first game because Secret was a very defensive lineup, but this lineup's a lot different where, so far, Secret are going to be able to actually pressure these towers. OG in that first game, again, they took the mid and bot tower around about minute 10 or 11. If you can maybe start doing your aggression first, you're not going to be losing your safe lane tower suddenly, and now the game's completely different because you're preventing OG to have that, like, instant jungle access.
Yeah, and I think OG in particular is a team that you should value holding your safe lane tower against, because these guys, like, if you give them an inch, they take a mile. They will literally never stop running at you the moment you give them some space in the game. So Lifestealer, definitely one of the best heroes at stopping that from happening. Sand King, very similar. You just sit and hold the tower. All right, what's the Grim combo? This was what I'm thinking. I feel like the Doom is...
Who's this hero in the Colosseum Jungle?
This is Tuskar, really great combination with a lot of offlaners. Once again, another one of these heroes that you never look at a Tusk and think, oh, this is a terrible Tusk game. Like, it just depends on who it's comboed with. You have the Snowball save as well for the single target coming from the Lifestealer. You have the Earth Spirit, who's going to be silencing, focusing one guy, so it's, you know, good saves, but I think we're going to see a combo with it. There always is.
It's all about OG's desire to actually win lanes this time. Like, they didn't win lanes, they went even, and then they tried to play aggressive after that. So this time, it's about, we're going to have such prominent lanes, and we're going to try and actually build up a strong lead, play off of our tops and tiny, and just go all out aggressive, because when OG played against this Lifestealer the other day, it was kind of the same issue for Secret, where they couldn't really make these early moves. They went even and or lost some lanes, and they could never really find that strong footing. to amount the fight into OG. So I'm seeing that with this Tusk pick, it's about matching the rotations that Ench and Earththreat are going to be able to provide.
I was going to say, Tusk is actually one of the few fours that's just totally fine going up against an Ench as long as you block the camp. Like if she gets a creep, if she gets a creep, you're done. Like that, this is not a good matchup. But if you don't get a creep, Tusk can just man up on the Enchantress. Like she'll never get a ranged impetus off. You force the heal, the slow doesn't matter because he just shards you and hits you and slows you. And she's got such a little HP and armor, she just dies to you with a +1. So you have to be really careful with Enchantress.
Oh, they did actually ban out the PA.
Yeah.
Gotcha, nice.
Yeah.
So then for OG, in terms of carries, what's really left? Are you thinking maybe like the Juggernaut still probably available? But again, it does depend on this next pick from Secret.
It does.
Do they just go like Underlord? Oh, they go for the Bloodseeker.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Amplify up that Lifestealer damage. He's not really a hero that cares to if his HP is drained. Great with this attack speed that's gonna come from the Bloodseeker.
This is such a scary combo though, where you think about the Earththreat buying the Veil, like, no, let me rephrase that, sorry. Bloodseeker buys the Veil for the Earthspirit.
Yeah.
Now this early damage coming from Secret is going to be immensely high. So their response to the aggression of OG, post-laning, it's, sure you might have stronger laning phase set up, but when we take that first fight, we're going to each equally be able to mirror what you have. So
you know what? I'm sure the Veil works on the Enchantress impetus too, right?
It's spell damage.
It's a damage coming from a spell. I wonder if that works with these right-click modifiers. But anyway, either way, they have the Earth Spirit Bloodseeker combo. You just rupture somebody, then you kick them, and they literally are just moving super quickly. They take a ton of damage. Great against Troll too. Like this is, this always happens between these like top tier teams where you see, oh, Bloodseeker, that means Troll is completely off the table. Oh, they pick Troll. You know, you literally just rupture this guy during his ult, and he runs at you, max move speed, and is at 1% HP. The ult finishes and he dies, right? But you know, OG, like, they're just sticking to their guns. They wanted to pick this hero in the draft, and they don't even care about the Bloodseeker. Maybe Secret was even anticipating this, and that's why they picked the Bloodseeker.
Well, I think that one interaction, though, sure, it's good for the Bloodseeker side, but in terms of the game, this Troll, his items are going to be a little bit quicker than the Lifestealer. He likes to buy MKB, so he can deal with the talent choice of Lifestealer and just the general game plan. It allows him to take Roshan early on, and it's a strong combo for the Grimstroke that...
And Tusk.
And the Tusk, exactly. So if the Tusk ever comes into this lane, we haven't really seen a Bloodseeker lane where they've had to face up against a tri-lane, for example. This could be one of those...
This is true.
This could be one of those sacrificial games where they either A, tri-lane an OG and leave Seb alone, or B, they just dual lane and then they really utilize the Tusk TP to pressure the Bloodseeker when they go aggressive. Because you think about the way that the Earthspirit Bloodseeker will find a kill. It's not very creative, right? You roll in, you blood right, you whirling axe. Suddenly there's not a lot of damage outside of those two spells.
Well, here's what I'm thinking in response to that, though. Then don't you just send the Enchantress and then you win the lane as Secret? Like, and then
5 seconds of reserve time. Okay, continue.
Exactly. Like they could do a change up in lanes, but I think if you
Tusk wants to roam. You want to like maybe start as a tri lane, but then not stick to it, because if Secret tri lanes, I think you lose that against the Ench. I think the Ench will make the difference there, but I think you're totally right that they have really nice combos between their heroes on OG in terms of if Tusk goes to any lane, he can get a kill. If Grim goes to any lane, he can get a kill. Currently, we need to see what the offlaner is, and having something that can sustain on its own is definitely gonna allow them to do a lot in the laning stage.
The final pick. This is time to impress the audience with your knowledge.
These are the literal 2 hardest teams in Dota to guess what the hell they're gonna do.
Just guess something random.
Pudge. It's Pudge.
Okay.
Just kidding. Please don't quote me on that.
Oh my
God. Okay, Omni Troll. This is a fantastic combo. I mean, Omni Knight's a hero that deals really well with the Bloodseeker. You just heal the guy that gets ruptured and he takes no damage, or you put the status resistance on before, and then the Bloodseeker can't press rupture on somebody. Like, Troll Omni is one of the strongest Omni duos. I don't know, I actually can't think of something that's like Slark Omni maybe is stronger.
But to continue.
It's mainly activated by the fact that you have this bot lane, which is going to be Ench, Lifestealer. Lifestealer doesn't really apply a lot of pressure. When you have that hard purge on the Omni Knight, you can always survive. And the question is, like you said, is about blocking that camp, remove the Ench from the lane, and then Omni can have a free time. Again, he's a hero that can stay independent, like we mentioned, so it allows his Tusk to try and make these moves.
Oh, we got a new hero, boys! Alright, OG lost.
OD.
This is over.
This is a disgusting OD game.
That is instantly it's. Okay, what's
Let's
the
be
but?
serious. Let's not get carried away. Just because the last pick OD, it's still a greedier hero. In lane, due to the changes, he's not that instant. Like, he's still a farmer now. You have Lifestealer, he's a farmer. We saw how OG played that last game. That 10-15 minute sweeping motion, they did build a good lead. So, great. They've got this OD, which is a hard counter in the late game. But if OG never lets them get to that point,
Here's the.
The Oracle have presented us with the odds. Team Secret ahead with their unlimited power. But OG could be behind them, Jenkins. What is your review?
Here's the problem I have with this. OG, their win condition is Troll. Period. And OD versus Troll, in my opinion, is the second hardest counter matchup in all of Dota. I think the hardest counter is Meepo versus Anti-Mage. I legitimately think this is the second hardest counter in Dota. He's the lowest int gain hero. You press R on him, and he dies. No amount of status resistance or physical resistance is going to prevent that. OD, if he can have a game in this game, it's free. Because nobody thinks this hero exists, but it's been buffed. The win rate's looking good in pro level pubs. It's on the rise. I'm surprised this is when we're seeing it get picked, is in the grand finals.
yeah. But that's the key thing. These two games, it's OG drafting themselves into position where they have to win the game before Secret is activated. It's the exact same moment. We got the Void game first time, and we got the OD this game.
The time has come, gentlemen. Bring our best casters to bring you the madness. But know that blood will be spilled. Hooray!
Thank you, Slacks. Yes, game 2 ready to go between Secret and OG, and we're getting a new hero.
We are.
It's not Danko the Dolphin, unfortunately. It's OD coming through as the last pick from Secret. And as the panel started to say, on paper, a lot of reasons to feel that the OD could have a pretty good time this game.
Yeah, not only what he's up against, but what he's with as well on his team. I think the Bloodseeker is actually something pretty cool. I know people used to pick like OD Beastmaster because OD, his attack speed sucks. Throw in a Blood Rage that gives you 140 attack speed as it's maxed. Also 30% spell amp. Sounds pretty good with the Arcane Orb, even with the ult.
Feels pretty dreamy for the OD.
Definitely does. And as they were saying, versus that Troll, that matchup, even versus Omni Knight too. This hero, he goes right through that Guardian Angel in a lot of instances. Unsure about the lane. I don't think I've ever seen this matchup, but you can imagine sounds pretty decent for the OD.
I think so, right? You're still going to be able to play smart with the Astrals.
Yeah.
Try and catch Thompson out anytime he's going for the range creeps and such. Make sure you have that sort of control. So we'll see how Niche is able to play it. I mean, of course, one thing though, for as good of a game the OD can have, questions to be asked, how much has Nisha really played the OD recently?
Yep.
Maybe he's not played the hero too much, and in comparison to Thompson, he is on that Tiny. This is a hero that, Thompson, he probably plays about 10 games of Tiny every day with the way that he plays. His Tiny is terrifying.
Yeah, and there's just no cooldowns really on the side of OG that they have to rely on. Guardian Angel isn't something you usually base your fight around. Everything else, I look at their heroes, it's very run at you, which is exactly the style that they like to play. Yeah. There's also Grimstroke. This is something that can actually hurt OD quite a bit there. You get that level 3 Phantom's Embrace at some point. It does ruin the OD a little bit until he gets that EKB or something.
I was going to say, I'll be very interested to see what the build is from Nisha.
Same.
Is he still going to try, are you going to go rushing the Aghanims? Do you try and get yourself something a little defensive earlier, 4-star PKB? We'll see. Bottom lane, Puppy. Getting going on here. Yapsa's able to slow them down with the slow.
Look how he holds the skill point too there. Doesn't even actually skill up the Nature's Attendance. Just has the prowess that he knows he's going to survive. Wants to keep that enchant. He does know that there's a stroke skilled at level 1, so he doesn't have to worry about dispelling an ink swell, but inevitably in the lane, that's what we're going to be seeing Puppy do, is dispel.
So in this tri-lane versus tri-lane setup, who sort of comes out on top? And Puppy verifies pop, but he will go down. So that's OG with the answer, at least on this first bit of a move, as they'll be the first ones to get a kill.
It's a very strong OG tri-lane. And they also, you saw the way they set up that lane initially. The two melee heroes body blocked the wave to have it push in, because the tower actually killed all the creeps, and then look where the lane positioning is. So Midwood has a great spot where he can actually farm, because it's going to constantly be pushing in, and then these two supports just act as these zoners, and blocking those camps out so that Puppy can't get any reliable creep. Saksa, he steps too far forward, he'll get punished.
Secret getting a kill back that way.
Yep. And they did, I believe, get the... I think they tried to get the... They did get the D ward, so they have the small camp available, so they can pull the lane back into a better position for them. Puppey, he doesn't have his hard camp. He's gonna go... Oh, he even finds a bounty rune for himself. Lovely. He really wanted to get this creep up here, though, the big camp.
I mean, that was, of course, something that OG do. They leave that bounty rune there for Topson to rush the bottle and get the refill early on. But yeah, Puppey able to punish that, taking it for himself, and he'll start to make the moves over towards the mid lane.
Oh, he's going for a snipe. He knows Topson's rushing the bottle. Is he gonna get? He's gonna.
Yeah, he's got the courier on the way back, so.
One.
A little bit of money spread between the team. With the way that the lanes are set up, this top lane matchup at the moment, Matu on his own against Seb, 9 for 6 against the 9 for 1. Does one hero start to win this lane a little bit as the levels come in?
I think maybe the Omni helps. I think they're both farming. They're both farming. It's not going to be.
Yeah, it's like Seb's got the sustain with the nukes, but Matu, he's always going to be able to hit back and heal up.
Yeah, I think Omni maybe does a little, can do fine up here, but like Matu, he just hits him, right? You get the lifesteal. You're fine. Puppey, I think he did stack this camp here on the big camp that we saw earlier. I believe he's just farming it maybe with the Wild Wing Tornado. Yeah, he farmed the camp there with the Tornado, so he's up to level 2 for himself. He's continuing to jungle for a moment because they stabilized bottom. They got the lane pulled back. Taking a glance there at the mid lane really quick. It is 13-7 right now to the 12-3. So as we kind of felt, Nisha, he is going to have a very good time here versus this Tiny.
Yeah, he's just able to play well with the Astrals coming in and taking away those important creeps from Topson, getting the range creep denies.
Yep.
So we'll manage to set sort of Topson back on the early levels, get that XP advantage in mid.
Yep, and they're keeping that tri-lane fully in the bottom lane. I wonder if they're actually giving more of the experience to mid one. They're not. Okay, they're actually splitting experience fully while we see Secret's trying to maximize. Puppey's jungling a bit, Yapster's constantly pulling, so we will probably see Secret pull out ahead in the experience after this first early start.
So Nisha just starting things off with the bottle, and as I say, just interesting to see, sort of learn. I think a lot of people at the moment will be watching and ready to see what Nisha does with this hero in this current patch.
They want to do a gank here, setting up for the runes as well with 3 heroes. Nisha gets the luck. He gets it to spawn top. How fortunate. Mid one, getting aggressive on the Zai.
And Bloodbright is gonna hit onto mid one. And Zai's able to keep his distance, pop the salve as well. He's gonna be more than fine. But still in the lane though, yeah, mid one having an excellent time in farm. Well and truly dominating Zai with the lane setup that OG has against Secret. 17-12, 18 against 17-12 against the Ever Zero. Very, very big lead here on that bottom lane.
Yeah, mid 20-10 though versus 15-3. And like we said, he got lucky with the rune. He also waited till his bottle arrived. So he's got a full bottle, full HP versus the Topson Tiny, who has no mana whatsoever to work with. They have to be careful how low they stay inside of the side lanes too, because if this Bloodseeker just sees a couple people thirsted up, he's going to be able to play a lot more aggressively down here. And we see this creep constantly being super annoying. They do not have the heroes to deal with those creeps early on, as pretty much no supports do. Mid one.
Every time trying to step in, he's getting hit very hard by the Bloodbright. Has the 1 charges.
Oh, they do at least get the last hit on that Hellbear Smasher. And Topson's actually is considering making an aggressive move down bottom. It looked like he was trying to find the rune, but it's not there.
Definitely hard for him to come back when he's out of regen, Puppey. So let's see if he can cut off.
Oh, he sees it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it again.
Another courier kill there. Didn't even have any wards up. Just fortunate enough to be heading over to try and grab a creep at the same time that courier was making his way back. Puppey finds it.
Topson really getting punished in this game. Unable to fill up his bottle, unable to get his courier usage several times there.
I mean, this is you've got to do this against Topson Tiny, right? You cannot let Topson have a good time. We've seen it so many times. If he has an okay lane, he just pops off and takes over the entire matchup when he's playing Tiny.
He at least gets to bottle up the opposite side rune there, which is very fortunate for him there. And we do see OG, they're trying to fix this. They're trying to fix the lane for Topson, making a rotation, because he's, like we said, he's really suffering. But as soon as that happens, they're making the move, because Puppey, he spotted the smoke from the high ground.
I'll see. I'm trying to hold mid one inside of the silence, and we'll catch on to the 2 of them. They're still trying to move on over towards Zai. Will be slowed by the stroke. They'll turn over towards no turn with the roll in. They'll be able to take out the task. Mid one thinking about turning back in with the Inkswell, but the Bloodbright down yet again. Mid one to head in deeper to avoid it, but he's now going to take quite a bit of damage from the three of them. He's trying to run, but the slow's in place. He's under the tower, though. With the one charges and the fairy fire, he'll live. Secret won't dive any further. Also forces the TP reaction from Topson. He comes down to the bottom lane. Won't actually be able to chase them. Top lane, Matu, he's diving in, and with the fact that Topson reacted to go down bottom, he's got no way to come up top and help Seb, just being dived underneath his tower as Matu gets the solo kill.
Oh my, that's huge there. It was a completely even lane, but somehow he's able to press forward. And that vision from the Thirst allowing him to chase a little bit easier.
I mean, yeah, so with that in mind, the top lane, the mid lane looking very solid for Secret. The bottom lane, the place where things are going a little better for OG, as we see still the advantage here for mid one against Zai, but it's not to be said that Secret haven't actually been able to fight back. We're seeing each time Secret definitely still packing a punch themselves despite giving up that one early death.
It's Topson rotating. Is there going to be a movement from Secret? It is. Nisha's coming down bottom here. Yapzor
will get blocked off by Topson. Slow from the axe is not quite reaching him, so Yapzor's able to continue to run. And mid one.
He looks pretty dead.
They just dropped the sanity. They don't want to mess around, leave any opportunity for mid one to fight back with a potential ult. And now Topson, he's in trouble too, trying to set up, but the silence hits in. He'll be safe for now, but Nisha buys time to keep him out in place with the Astral. The micro from Puppy, who stomps down Seb, now turns over towards Topson. Topson's left alone. He'll take down a courier, but he loses his life. Nisha cleaning up with a double kill. 3 heroes dead from OG on that fight. And Secret starting to build up an early lead. 2K advantage, 6-1 at 8 minutes in.
And he knows Soxa just took invis. They did see it with the ward anyway. Gets body blocked for a second. So he knows that he's rotating down toward bottom. Nisha makes that rotation look super easy, right? At the moment they see Topson, instant TP onto the tower. Matu is able to continue farming top because also Seb made his way down bottom too.
So I think kills Zai pushing in very aggressively onto that tower, and he'll certainly die for that one.
Wow.
Trying to just getting a little greedy there, getting some hits on the tower, and the loser tag is dropped. And at least mid one able to do it thematically, playing as the troll himself, sticking with the law.
Surprising to see him die there too. After Nisha pinged and probably was like invis going bottom, right? So Zai just overstepping his bounds. But Secret, very comfortable spot here. Bloodseeker shut down, but you're fine with that. You know, it's Zai playing the Bloodseeker. It's more than fine having your Lifestealer and OD enabled and your Bloodseeker slowed down.
It's a little hard for them to go for no tail. They'll leave him. He's got the backup of Topson.
He plays it careful.
Zai closing in on the blade bow.
They're spotting all of Topson's move. Topson only level 7 here at this 9-minute mark. He's struggling to find any type of rotation.
I mean, Nishi's saving up the money. Do you think he's considering the Midas this game? 1,400 saved up?
Could be a possibility. I'm not sure in what you build. I've seen a lot of people still go on the Ags build, but I don't see.
If you're having this good of a start, you know, getting sort of the Midas into the Ags could certainly pay off.
Yeah, especially because that hero really lacks attack speed. He does, like we said, he has the Bloodseeker for mid game, but yeah, we'll see what Nisha opts to go for.
To bottom. Puppy, he's got Zai and Yapzor by his side. No tail, looking to finish off the kill, and with the avalanche, they'll find Puppy. Saxa's going to go straight up with the TP out. They kick him to the side with the rupture. Isn't enough damage. Saxa able to make it away with the TP. Blood Rider's laid down. Topson goes over to the side. Zai is able to grab the haste rune, though, before Topson's able to put it in the box.
And the speed, he has a haste rune, so he's going to go pick up the rune right in front of them. Nisha makes a gank top with Matu. They take out the Omni while also claiming bounty runes as well.
Nisha and Matu's farm are looking a little scary right now for OG. These two heroes coming out on top and by quite some gold here so far, just 10 minutes in. Topson trying to find action, but Yapzor's away, nothing to be found.
He knows he's tanky enough to deal with it, and now mid lane, they're looking to go for their own push here. Catapult, 10-minute mark.
Yeah, they'll come in for the defense here, OG. Also, Topson able to get the wraparound. Could find the setup onto one of the two of them. Will manage to grab Zai, trapped him by the shards. He's gonna run. Silence onto the two of them, but with the Inkswell setup, Zai should fall here. OG, it's around the Bloodseeker. He'll go down. Topson picks up the kill with a toss. Secret are trying to come in and help out. Soulbind and Silence. It's out onto the two of them. The Snowball heading in over towards the Earth Spirit, but the stave comes out from Nisha with the Astral protecting Yapzor for now. Still slowed down though, with OG having the full 5-man here. Yapzor will fall as full attention is brought to the mid lane by OG to get the kill. Does mean the continued space is there for Matumba Man. He's still sitting there on the top half of the map, and he's had a pretty lovely start, right? This 1v1 against Seb, where it's ended up in him killing Seb twice. He's had complete free farm after that. This armlet into Deso is going to be incredibly quick. OG's got to find a lot to compensate for the fact that they're letting this lifestealer free farm.
Instantly Astral as the ink spell goes off, and now Thompson's in no man's land. He does find the kill with Puppy, but No Tail also will be dead.
I mean, and sort of already we're seeing Nisha just sort of three-shotting people with the Arcane Orb. These levels are coming in fast for Nisha. Did he spend his gold? Did we see
going for Axe.
He's going straight for the Axe, okay.
Yep.
I mean, it is that strong. Having those 2 charges, you just mess so furiously with these melee heroes. You know, turnaround's going to be there, and of course just an additional way to set up for that blood right to get a guaranteed hit in the fights.
To set up for that, and also just to save different heroes, and it gives you so much different potential versus Troll. You can even like battle Thompson, double Astral him.
And they're on the hunt, Matu and Zai, they find Thompson. It's another kill for Matu. This, look at the gold, look how much gold he's got. He's 7,500 already. How are they going to deal with the lifestealer?
Oh god.
He's nearly got Armlet and Deso done at probably one of the fastest timings you're going to see in pro play.
And he can just play the pressure. He's the one who wants to be taking objectives. He's the one who wants to be taking towers, and that's the perfect item build to do it. And they're pretty fragile early game versus all this. Sure, Tiny gets his grow armor. Sure, your Troll naturally gets all this armor, but the rest of the heroes really gonna suffer on that front. God, Nisha. The other thing, you're just tanky. You know, you're playing versus Tiny. You're playing versus this burst damage that they're playing around with Thompson, and you're gonna be counteracting it very heavily because of this build.
Yeah, sort of the dream timing is when he hits the Axe and gets to level 12.
Yep.
Suddenly you're just able to capitalize much more on the built-up mana from the Astrals and just slam down incredible damage with the ults. As you already mentioned early on, just against these heroes that don't have that much of a mana pool. They take a lot of damage because of that difference.
They wanted to try to get some type of sneaky gank here on Matu. They have to get this like Phantom from the tree line or while he's disabled. But he is aware, he backs away. OG just trying to find anything here, but Secret all with the heads-up moves. And now they're just finishing up those items. Like we said, they've had such a good early game. Now they're going to back up, finish up this Deso. Pretty close to the Aghanims too on Nisha. They're off to a phenomenal start here, OG. Do they at least have the blink yet on Thompson? No, he's still a bit away from it. And that's going to really hurt them to be able to make any aggressive moves because he's the initiator. The rest of their lineup can't actually just run in and start anything. It'll be suicide for No Tail if he does commit. Cool to see that Zai goes for the Blade Mail this time first over the Veil.
Yeah, why would you sort of think that is, as you say, pretty much exclusively the Bloodseekers have been going for the Veil. So what makes the Blade Mail a better item here for Zai?
I think he just wants to be this soaker. I think he just wants to like run in and be like, use spells on me, please. Because then Lifestealer and OD just gets to run rampant. So it's just kind of this distraction play, I feel, for Zai. Matu, Deso finished.
I mean, this is ridiculous time. Yeah.
His build.
It's got to be one of the fastest times.
Oh god, tier 2 down at 14 minutes. They can take outposts, 7k gold lead. They've got full control, and they have infest bombs too.
Nisha's alive.
But he's got a haste.
Oh, you're right, he has.
And he's looking to turn.
He's actually going back in.
Oh, might get punished for it.
Oh, he's still got an Astral to protect himself. Doesn't actually get it off in time.
He's dead.
Goes down. The Soulbind's out on the two of them. They'll try and turn towards No Tail, but the GA's out, protecting them from Matumba Man. See if Secret can get back in on this. OG, Thompson's in with the burst.
Nice
Looks
combo.
the nuke down. Puppy finds him. Matu turns over towards Thompson, chasing down with the rage. He's trying to keep on top of the Tiny, but Thompson a little too speedy. Zai, he's got the speed to chase, but No Tail comes in with a snowball, slows him down. Still Zai and Matu are able to turn, clean up No Tail. There's 3 dead though on Secret. It's just down to Zai and Matumba Man right now, as they're still trying to chase Thompson. The mid one, he's kiting up Matu. Still though, despite the fact they have 4 against the 2, they're a little scared on how they approach this Lifestealer. Thompson's trying to find Zai, but a Blood Bright laid down will put Thompson off from moving in anymore.
Thompson, though, he doesn't have blink. He's getting gone on now with the rage. It's wearing off, though. Matu.
Into the silence, into the combo, into the stun. Matu, he's gone. OG, they've managed to tackle and take down the Lifestealer. Now they look to just get out of there. The ultimate up, but it isn't enough. No Tail even dropping a preemptive tip there on Thompson. He thought they were going to get that kill. They didn't. As Thompson was out, No Tail
tips his teammate for the nice TP.
Yeah.
Huge plays there by OG in position. Nisha overstepping his aggression there. Gets punished for it with the combo. That was like the most ideal
On
situation.
Nisha. They're going in on him. Instead of
Blink Dagger reveal.
with the combo. Secret. They're starting to break. OG's starting to break them a little bit here. Secret losing some big heroes back to back.
That was like the only way that Nisha dies initially too, because there was no Blink Dagger on Tiny. He walked right up to him with the haste rune. And then the secondary death, that's the Blink reveal, and now into Roche. There's a...
I mean, why not?
Oh, man.
In terms of sort of team fight from Secret, there isn't really sort of a huge threat around the pit.
Nope, and Nisha is dead, and with no ult even when he does respawn.
This is a Roche for OG. Very hard to see any sort of way that Secret puts a stop to this one.
Does
Maybe Yapso can go for a... Yeah, if Yapso goes for a dive in.
Oh, the blood right.
Got a snowball.
Okay,
He's
nice
protected
dodge.
from the silence. Can Yapso do anything spectacular? OG, they're already going to start to step out of the pit. Seb's been silenced, actually. Seb, he's down. He doesn't get a chance to use any of his spells. Will buy back immediately to make sure that OG can continue to control this great charge from No-Tail. Trap Puppy and Matu away from potential escape. Matu able to jump into Zai. They go straight over towards No-Tail, who's still silenced up. Slow down with the open wounds. He gets the chance to pop the snowball. No-Tail will live. Shot the front. He's rooted. He's taken down. Mid1's able to get the double, but Mid1's falling low. Matu and Zai, they're running him down. Mid1's trying to escape. Zai, he's still on top of him. The axes are out. He's going to go for the TP away. Does Mid1
No way.
He's out. Steps in with a heal, and Mid1's back to safety. Saxa pops the Ixwell. GA's up as well. The Ixwell stun onto Matu. They'll claim the Lifestealer's life.
They're just outplaying in these fights so hard. Nisha is just constantly getting... He just got exploded 3 times in a row after such a godly start. And the control on the Lifestealer too, they're just kiting him around. I cannot believe Mid1 survives there too.
Some big moves. Mid1 as well. Stepping up yet again as the carry.
The OG momentum. When they find their stride in some of these fights, it's just insane the way they play around. Even the Lifestealer with Rage, they're able to just dance around him and back into the Roche now.
And this
time they'll get it.
I mean, again, we saw this sort of in the first game as well. OG very good at committing for the Roche, but not over-committing. They always know when to sort of get out and prepare themselves for Secret trying to take a fight for them. We never sort of see a desperate attempt from OG to try and rush sort of the finishing of Roche. Always know when to back up and try and engage with Secret in a position where they're not surrounded and stuck in the containment of the pit.
Saxa and Topson are really the ones who are doing the big work for me here. Saxa, look at level he is. He's near up to level 12, and he's always getting these ideal situations where he just buffs up Topson and tells him to go in. If you look at that, kills 3, 1, 11. He's part of all 14.
Oh, man.
This Grimstroke is doing some insane work right now for
Yeah,
the team.
that is certainly something. Topson.
Can't quite burst Puppy. Very close to that cloak, saving lives.
So we see as well, Nisha, he has got the Aghanims, but still has to just be a little more careful with his positioning. As we have seen the last few fights, he's just not been able to play. OG have managed to get the jump on him. We'll see what he's getting after the Ags. I would imagine it's going to be some sort of defensive item because it certainly feels like he needs it.
Yeah.
At the moment, just still too much of a liability. This mid laner, that had such a good start. We saw Topson have a brilliant lead, but a few more fights like this. Sorry, Nisha having a brilliant lead, but a few more fights, Topson's going to take over Nisha's lead.
Yeah. He needs to get some type of defensive item for himself. The 4-staff BKB. He's going to go for the Hurricane Pike to distance himself. One of the better options, of course, versus Troll as well.
See down bottom, OG.
There's Astral save.
Always up in the air. We'll save him for now. He's back down. The Soulbind's on the Tomb of Silence. Nisha, he's going to drop the ult earlier. TP out as attempted by Topson, but he'll be chased down. They'll get the tiny kill. 2 downs. Secret, can they chase for more? Looks like the rest of OG are out of there. But instant reaction there from Secret, just not hesitating to just drop down the sanities to start things off, get the heroes of OG low enough so Secret can get the kills before Topson's able to really get his combo out. And as we did see there, and we will expect to start to see these Astral saves are going to come in clutch.
Yeah.
Just having that extra reach as well with the cast range thanks to the Aghanims.
And I think that's why Zai has to act as this frontliner. They have to be these bodies to protect Nisha. He can't be in the front line as this OD. They're definitely starting to recognize that. I see the item build by Matu. He's going to be getting that nullifier very early this game.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I mean, emphasis on the very early.
Yeah.
It's not just the fact in the build, but the timing that he's going to hit it with the farm that he still has. Top net worth, and just 400 gold away from that Sacred Relic.
It'll help him so much to be able to stick on the Omni Knight in all these situations. Also, I mean, you can't ink swell the target that's also nullified either. So if they can get these jumps on a lot of these certain heroes, they can break a lot of aggression from OG and a lot of defensive capabilities. Still, they do have this 4K lead because of how farmed and how well that lane phase went. OG, they still have to play Rally behind mid one, who is very farmed as well.
No, for sure. And with this Battle Fury build that we saw, I believe, what Matumba Man the other day have great success with.
Yeah. And he's got the status resistance, of course, too, from the SNY, plus that Heavenly Grace also can do a lot of work. If you get Astraled when you have all this status resist, it actually doesn't really last that long.
No, you're straight back out.
Yeah, you'll get right back out of it and able to join back into the fights. And they're smoking, looking for something here.
See if Dobson can get the jump.
He's got the Blink and the Nether Shawl, so a lot more burst damage, too.
Wards down. A little hesitant to jump on Secret whilst they're under the tier 2. They know that the full lineup of Secret's going to be there ready for a fight. And Dobson, he's still looking for the deep wraparound.
He's trying to be sneaky.
I mean, who's he trying to burst?
They want Nisha. Look at Nisha's position. Yeah, they know that they have to play super far on that right side here.
Yeah. He's ready with the Astral saves. And also a few hundred gold away from having that 4-star, so he himself will at least feel a little more safe when he's going in on the front. Trying to get those Astrals off, build up that mana.
They've taken over the side of Secret, though. This triangle was taken, so they're denying a bit of farm there from them. Now they back up. Troll shows. Secret might look to try to catch something here while the Troll is top, but OG all shifts into that area as well. I believe that's a 4-staff done for Nisha.
Yeah,
so he has a little bit of an easier way to get into the fights. He can distance himself and then jump in afterwards. Zai going for his Greaves build. Like we said, he wants to act as that frontliner. He's fairly squishy still, though, only 1,300 HP. And Yapta with a very, you know, his own fun build, of course.
Yeah,
that
Hammer into Glimmer.
Yep, he's just trying to farm.
I mean, interesting as well. Oh, Dobson, he's found Nisha. Nisha, of course, very tanky now. So they won't be able to continue to dive in. Secret themselves actually will try and turn and see if they can catch any of OG. Dobson's falling low to the Rupture, and Yapsov, he's going to commit up to the high ground. He's looking for the target, but Dobson, he's able to drop the combo. The Rupture comes to an end, and Dobson, he's able to back off.
Oh, that was close. He almost got booted during Rupture.
Over towards the mid, Zai trying to chase down Saxa, but mid one turns with the slow onto them. Secret won't quite be able to get back in, and now OG, they're ready to return fire. Mid one's starting to charge straight over to Wall.
He just reclaimed, though.
Diffy's still willing to fight. The swap buffs up. Matu turns with the Rage, trying to bring Mid one down low with the silence. Mid one, he's falling low, he's gone. They've got the damage, and now with the nullifier, Matu's ready to turn over towards his next target. Seb's out as well. No chance for a GA. A Secret, they've found two. Yapso's going to be able to stay on top of it. Zaxa, No-Tail's rolled over, but it's going to be straight into the Blood Right. The Astral will play around with No-Tail for a little bit longer. Saxa continued to be chased down by Zai. 4 dead on OG.
My God, he died so fast on the Troll to this Lifestealer. I mean, look how hard Matsu's hitting because of this build. He's hitting for like almost 400 per hit. Well, with the Desolator debuff, it's more than 400 per hit. And that silence just breaks the whole Troll build. He doesn't have BKB. The silence lasts too long. He's gone.
And now they're going to take some damage to the base. I mean, they're going to get the racks. They've got the Meteor Hammer. They're going to make a quick push out of this, Secret. As 24 minutes in, one fight, and Secret in a good enough position to step into the base, and nothing that OG can do to stop this. Only Dobson alive. He can't do any to sort of tackle how quickly Secret destroy the racks, and it's only going to be quicker next time as Matu, with that fight and those objectives taken, he's going to be very close to having AC for the next one.
It's crazy how just a silence from an Earth Spirit causes all of this to just fall apart for OG so quickly. And now Secret, they have dominance of the enemy triangle here. Even looking for more kills. Yapsor. Glimmer fades.
Saxa, he's on top of it. Midwell's trying to go in from the side.
Dobson's dead.
Dobson's dead. And what happened here? I mean, Secret, they're more than happy to fight. Matu's going to stay on top of Seb. The GA is popped. Midwell's still moving in, trying to finish off Nisha, but he's so low. The stun comes out from Puppy Central. He's trying to focus down, but the Astral, he's going to be able to keep himself safe. Nisha takes himself out of the game. It's an ultra kill for Matu. He's going to look to finish off Midwell as well. Nisha forces down to the side. Matu finishes off the kill. It's a rampage, ladies and gentlemen, from Matumba Man. As OG getting team wiped as soon as they came back into the game. That'll be the money for the full AC done on Matumba Man.
It's another Axe.
They just go straight back in the base. Tier 2's already taken out in the top lane by that early pressure and space that Matu was having. So they're able to do this. They're straight back into the base and nothing OG can do.
They walked up to the high ground. Nisha just, as soon as battle chances popped, we saw Astral on the Omni Knight, Astral on the Troll Warlord, and they just break the fight completely. And then Thompson gets pretty much one-shotted by the OD ulti because of that mana differential.
I mean, it's sort of what they were saying on the panel. You know, OD against the Troll, it is one of the hardest counters in the game.
Even against Tiny, too, in these type of mid-game situations. I didn't see if he was Blood Rage, but the Tiny just went from almost full HP to 0 from the ult. Because look at that, how much mana he has. 2,200 mana compared to that little bit of the Tiny, only 600.
And you just can't help but feel that OG's starting to sort of feel the fact that this lifestealer, Matuma Man, he just had a free game for sort of the first 20 minutes. Nothing was done to try and slow him down, and now he is just light years ahead. He's nearly reaching 20k net worth at 26 minutes, and he's going to have some insane GPM by the end of this game if it continues at this trajectory.
And they don't really have a, you know, this big offlaner like they normally have on the side of OG Seb, but look at his net worth. He's below Puppy. He's literally just a blink into a Heavenly Grace to try to protect mid one from those silences now. He has been shut down so effectively from the side of Secret. OG in a very tough spot now, but they are grouped up here trying to take advantage of the OD ult being down, but still a tough fight.
Now they're going to try charging straight up onto the high ground. OG want to start something. Soulbind's out onto Matu, linking him up with Puppy. Matu just standing his ground for now. Greaves are done by Zai, so he's ready to come up and help out. Thompson's just dead. He's just dead to the arcane ult damage, and Nisha just destroys him. And this one, he's trying to go in. He's been held in the Astral. The Astral Meteor Hammer combo coming out. He's able to pop the ult, but Nisha, he's just building up the charges, punching into mid one. Matu is more than fine. Kick to the side, taken out by that final hit from Nisha. As for all the farm that the mid one has, you know, as this Troll, he's had a solid game in terms of being able to hit the item timings, but now at this point, it just does feel that it's impossible for this hero to do anything against what Secret have.
Yeah, against all these counters, it really does feel, and the way that they walk up into the fight, Secret was prepared. Bloodright gets laid down, and you can see that all of OG's hero was just in panic, because they're about to get hit by a 3 or 4 man silence, and then it's just the Troll and Thompson segregated alone onto the high ground there. And yep, they didn't even have to use OD ult because it wasn't up. This is looking pretty impossible now for OD.
Yeah, some wild builds across the board as well. I don't know if we really talked about it, but Puppy, he's chilling with a Vanguard and
it's typical.
And a Glimmer Cape.
That's the Puppy Enchantress build. You know, he just tanks up. He's like, all right, whatever.
Start doing it, pups, boys and girls. Blightstone into Crimson. I mean, in all sort of efforts, it is not bad, right, against this sort of lineup with the way that Secret's playing. When he gets this Crimson, that's gonna add that extra bit of protection against all these heroes that want to punch.
If they even need it, they're in a very comfortable spot now here. Everyone just getting so much extra farm. Everyone getting so tanky. There's no way Thompson can really combo pretty much anybody. He's just looking for split push action now. And Yapster's on the hunt.
If you can find him, and he is on top of him. Thompson has got a TP, but of course with Yapsor around, there's just not going to be the chance. He's Astral, and Secret more than happy to play with the rest of OG. They're trying to move over here. They want to try and help out Thompson. They do turn over towards Matuma Man. They find the bashes. Matsu, he's able to jump into the safety of Zai. Out he goes again. Seb's out. Out comes the ult. It's a triple kill for Nisha. They're buying back on OG, but what can they do? They're down 22k net worth. Secret continuing to overrun them. Ultra kill for Nisha. Thompson, he's just got to hide in the trees.
He's trying to
stay here. Don't show himself.
He can't do much of anything here. He's got these 3 heroes rallied around him, but man, Seb, he got clipped by Bloodright, and then he couldn't actually walk into the fight to get any spells up, and then gets 3-shotted by the Lifestealer.
Oh, yeah, he's just gone straight away out of the fight.
And, oh, look at this, an Orbit Destruction from Matu.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, even more minus armor. Lovely.
Yeah, GG is called.
GG.
They know.
Yeah,
they cannot fight right now. They are too far behind. And Secret, with that, they'll take the second game of this best of 5. This game. Holy moly! Holy moly!
Mark beats. Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats. Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats. Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats.
Bring it back.
This is the show that really matters. This is the tournament that really matters. This is the game that really matters. It is a 2-0 situation. OG facing elimination.
Replay here? What's going on? Okay,
Deja vu.
there we go. Wind Ranger.
So the team that lost is going to branch away, deviate from the norm here. As Wind Ranger, we've been seeing to Slack's displeasure, he picked up a lot in the last week or so. I think the flexibility of the pick is what really makes it. For anyone who's just tuning in, it's also got a really nice Arcana that, I don't know. For me personally, that would definitely up her stock.
You know what? People joke. I think it actually does. Everybody is saying how great Pudge is now. And oh, he's not that bad. He is actually pretty. It's the persona.
I saw a bunch of Wraith Kings whenever the Skeleton King thing came out. Where are they now? People just forget about it.
42% win rate hero. And you know the thing with Wind Ranger though, she was picked up before the Arcana. She was actually, I think she's the top pick for Secret actually picks like both of these teams pick this hero a lot.
To be fair, if Secret's the one picking her the most, then that's going to naturally bleed over into any other team. It doesn't matter what hero that is. They're going to show you that it works. Whether or not other teams can pull it off, you know, that's a question that they'll have to answer themselves. But we got some serious spirit coming out from Team Secret going into Game 3, ready to wrap it up as they've got the Ember and the Earth Spirit, and we just need either a Storm or a Earth Shaker. So we either have the Spirit lineup or the ES lineup.
It's interesting that they pick it into. It's interesting that they pick it into the Wind Ranger. This is a very favorable matchup for Wind Ranger and for Tiny against the Ember Spirit in the mid lane.
You think so? For the Tiny specifically?
Yeah. He just hits hard. He out denies you. The creeps. Tear through your shield at the early levels too. And I've seen Tinies do pretty well against Ember. And Ember will never do horribly. Like that's one of the great strengths of, I would say, Void and Ember Spirit. Maybe not so much Storm Spirit, but these two heroes, like they just get level 6 and then they roam and they don't go back to the lane and they're always going to have a good game.
Now, normally, I proposed this on an earlier panel and was quickly shut down, rightfully so. But for teams like this, I think it's worth mentioning what happened to 4-position Ember Spirit. It was a thing, and it was quite an intimidating thing for quite a while, and then it just fell off.
Yeah, nerfs to early levels on his skills.
Yeah, he needs levels, as well as just like the later levels in his skills too got nerfed a little bit. Like the chains in particular, there's like a 2-second more downtime on that. So you know you have the support who, once you do get levels, functions as a core and has this great lockdown. That's just not the case with this hero anymore. Like he scales better with items than he does with just levels now.
Yeah, generally the cores that get overbuffed, eventually you can play them at literally any role, and they'll still be impactful. So I think that was a result of him just being so good at the time that you could pull that off. The one thing I like about Ember versus Wind Ranger here is Wind Ranger capitalizes on heroes that have to go on her. She pushes Wind Run, and then now what? They they've already committed. You don't want to be playing these heavy commitment physical damage cores against Wind Ranger, and Ember Spirit's the complete opposite of that.
You just like slight chains.
Yep,
and then
slight chains.
she wind runs and then maybe go on her after, maybe get out.
You get
Depending
to
on
pick
how
and
the-
choose your battles.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I like against Wind Ranger. Those are the type of heroes I like. And Ember Spirit, even if it's not the perfect lane matchup, I've been seeing these teams prioritize game matchups as long as the lane matchup is playable.
It's definitely playable. It's
Yeah.
it's 100% playable.
So then what a theoretical alternative would have been, which is maybe a Void Spirit, fulfills a lot of the similar things, but why would you go
That's
for
true.
Ember
You
over
actually
Void
have to
here?
go in, though, with Void
True.
Spirit.
Well, heavier commitment.
You can jump out. It's like they're very close heroes. They're
I would
very-
say the differing is itemization. Like, you're not going to really see a Yule's offensively that much on an Ember Spirit, whereas a Void Spirit, you'd see that quite
You can
frequently.
purge like the wind run. Yeah, it depends on what
Right.
you want for the game, player preference.
I've actually got the simple answer to this, right?
Hit me.
So, the way I've tried to describe to myself, at least, how Ember Spirit and Void Spirit differ, a lot of it is lane matchups, because the heroes do function similarly, right? They obviously have slightly different skills, but they overlap a lot in their item builds sometimes, as well as the role they play in the game. Ember Spirit has a magic damage shield, while Void Spirit has a physical damage shield.
Correct.
Okay.
So in lane, especially if it's going to be a tiny mid, potentially, you'd much rather play the Ember, I think,
Sure, and then,
than
you
the
know,
Void Spirit.
The inverse of that, though, is like the wind. Well, I think that'd be the converse. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The Wind Ranger, you know, it's physical damage versus this magic damage shield. So for me, picking between Ember Spirit and Void Spirit, it's always Void Spirit's like the best jump hero in the game. If you're on the screen, if you're in vision somewhere, boom, boom, he's on you with the Yule Scepter. You're caught.
Yeah.
Nobody else can jump like he can. Whereas Ember Spirit, he scales a lot better with items. Like this guy can essentially carry the game.
The
So-
wave clear of Ember is much better.
This is true. Yeah,
So that's how he gets more items. His items, like Ags for Void Spirit, gives him more control, while Ags for Ember Spirit gives him more mobility. It's a very interesting comparison between these two heroes.
Puppey getting heavily targeted in the second phase of banning by OG, the Shen and the Enchantress getting banned out.
Dude, he said it himself. He enables his entire team by just like sacrificing his entire game. So yeah, maybe he shouldn't have given that interview because it looks like he's getting very targeted.
I don't think people are surprised at that at the highest level. The main reason I asked that question was I've always kind of theorized the mind of how it works for these top 5 position players, but I've never heard it firsthand, and I was really cool.
It's difficult. It's different to see it versus hear it. And
Yeah.
Bane on another enabler for sure, and a disabler in this situation.
True, yeah.
Nightmare Fiend's grip.
Hero we haven't seen too much. They keep nerfing him. The Brain Sap, Mana Cost, and Lane has been a big one for him. I was seeing before that, I was seeing Banes in EU go 6 Fairy Fires.
Yes.
They would start the game with just 6 Fairy Fires.
No. It's 5 fairy fires and mangoes.
Okay,
You always go like a couple of mangoes, and some you have to pull your mid tank.
I was just like, what the hell's going on here? What am I watching?
But you do go a lot of fairy fires. It is legitimately hard to find heroes, 2 heroes that can trade with a Bane that has maxed out fairy fires.
He's
and
having
mangoes.
10 damage, and over time you're just the Fairy Fires
Yeah.
to get your health back. There are Tangos that cost a bit more.
And then he dies, he comes back, and he just starts sucking you again. You're like, oh, come on. He would
What are we
honestly
talking
prefer
about
that.
again?
I'm talking about Bane here.
Oh, of course.
Talking about secrets bans, seems to be more core targeted. The Beastmaster, the Monkey King, the Morphling. OG will pick up
That counter.
a
Very good counter.
Baton, which could be played no tail, could be played sub. I think more often than not, OG preferred in the support role.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like for what you want it to do this game, it's just a purge. So I think playing it in that role makes a lot of sense.
Despite not really knowing the offlane matchup, though, because at
That's
most
true.
there would be an Earth Spirit there most likely, but aside
Right.
from that, OG can't be too sure.
It's 90% of the time when you pick a hero like this, it's going to be like it's not set in stone, but okay, maybe we prefer this to be a 5 position because in order to do what we need in this game, all he needs is like 5 position farm.
Well, the thing about it is that a lot of heroes in Dota are hard to pick against Bane as well as Ember. These single target heroes with no dispels, like Trolls, just as an example. But Abaddon allows you to pick more heroes. So it's basically giving them more options going into the 4th, 5th pick of what core they want to carry this game. And it's just an enabler. Every game, OG prioritizes enablers, whether those heroes do damage, whether those heroes sustain, protect them. In this case, it really does just... It makes it harder for Bane and Ember to pick their targets because there's always that chance the Aphotic Shield just comes right out. And this Team Secret, now they're forced to not really double down on this lockdown, poke at you initiation strat. Instead, they're going to go for we're going to try to split you up because Abaddon, he can only be one place at a time. He can't be behind everyone else.
Yeah.
So I like that conceptual idea from Team Secret. They always, I don't always know what they're going to pick, but every time I see it, it just makes so much sense.
Yeah, I think also just snowballing from the laning phase with this Nature's Prophet, Ember Spirit. Like, these are extremely good heroes at just snowballing and taking towers if you're not careful. I've been watching Matu actually playing this Nature's Prophet as a carry in pubs. Like, his two most common heroes that he's playing right now are Lifestealer and Nature's Prophet. So once again, they picked it in a recent series. I think it was yesterday, and I was surprised that they haven't picked more Nature's Prophet considering how much he's practicing it. But I suppose it does depend on, like, if there's an ABBA picked, for example, it becomes a really good Nature's Prophet game because you have so many options against the hero.
Yeah, up until this point, OG had really no way to kill the trees, as well as very low base armor on all their heroes. Abaddon's at like 1, Tiny's at 0, Wind Ranger's at 2 or 3. So the Furion's laning stage is going to naturally be very potent, and they can put it in any lane. That's the cool thing about the hero. You said it could be played carry, it could technically be played mid with a carry Ember.
Yeah, I've actually watched Matu play it. He played it mid, so they could very easily just do like a side lane Ember, put niche on a side lane, which we have seen them do.
That's what the oh, go ahead.
This is looking like shades of the previous 2 games, because I see that one of the dynamics that you guys have mentioned is that Secret have very kind of conservative initiation. It's not ever really heavy cooldowns or, you know, itemization or anything. It's just like, okay, maybe I'll toss out a slight chance. Oh, maybe I'll get a nightmare on someone. Maybe I'll get a setup for a roll. Whereas OG are just like pounding their face into you. Sven is going full Aghanim Scepter into your face. Tiny's blink, avalanche tossing, or maybe getting a toss back. And that has not really worked out for OG in the last 2 games.
Can you really blame the strategy as much as the opponent?
though.
Yeah, it's like, it's how they play. They're going to play up in your face. Secret's pretty much the only team that's proven they can consistently handle the aggression that's constantly coming out from OG. And the biggest thing about this Sven pick is he fits the same description as Troll, where a lot of times if I look at just Team Secret's draft, other than the Nature's Prophet, I would never pick Sven. But because I have this Abaddon, I can then pick a hero that's normally countered by Ember and Bane and strictly pick to counter the Nature's Prophet, which is exactly what the Sven's purpose in this draft was. It's a carry that lanes well and plays the game pretty well against Nature's Prophet. It used to be rough as the game went on because you just get sprouted, as Arteezy could definitely tell all of us. But now the X Scepter changes that dynamic as the game goes on.
It's true. It's true. I am concerned though, like, if this ABBA is a 5 position or even a 3 position, if you can get into some situation where, like, he's not always going to be behind the Sven. It's not always going to be something that, I mean, if it is No-Tail, he has been playing extremely well.
Yeah, that
playing
IO game for sure.
And, you know, on these other heroes that need to be near the core. But they have the silence from Earth Spirit, right? They have the Nightmare, so it's going to force out the ABBA ulti. Like, there are answers, and then I think, like you said, if you can answer the ABBA, this is kind of a bad Sven game. Like, you have a lot of kiting, you have a Fiend's Grip, you have this slight chains, and so it really depends on the dynamic between this Abaddon, basically, and the Sven, I think, for how this game goes.
Last ban for OG is a Slark. Unsurprising, seeing as how they picked up a Sven in Secret, targeting the Underlord and Sand King.
The OD actually having to get banned is very good against Abaddon as well as Sven. Slark, same idea. These heroes feast upon the long sustained fights that Sven and Abaddon are representing.
And
so I like those two bans.
Terrible.
And they go for the... What? Offlane Void?
Man, oh, okay.
Offlane Sven, offlane Void, mid Sven with Thompson?
I was literally going to say, but it just was irrelevant bullshit garbage.
Well, how the tables turn.
It was, but I was going to say that I'm waiting for the team that picks the Sven. I was thinking a little earlier on, debates out like an entire draft, and then just flexes the Sven to be like an offlane.
I think it's Thompson Sven. I'm pretty sure it's actually Thompson Sven.
You think so?
He's played a lot of Sven. I've seen him like randomly play Sven in pubs.
Sven as a damage dealing core with Void?
Yeah,
Seems a
how do
little
you
weird.
put damage into the Chronosphere here?
Okay, so the idea that this Sven represents in the draft is look at the bans from Team Secret last round. It's Underlord and Sand King. They're like, okay, we know that the side of OG needs to deal with the wave clear, and that's what Sven's going to be this game.
Okay.
He's going to be farming, but it's because he represents wave clear. I'm pretty sure it's for the overall game plan, and they think, okay, we have Tiny, we have Wind Ranger, and Faceless Void. It's just a potent hero in this meta in general. I don't know, man.
And for what it's worth, I mean, there isn't that much important stuff to Chrono. Like, I would say the Ember Spirit is probably priority number 1. At this point, I guess the Lone Druid, if you can manage to catch him not in true form, is see the odds pop up 1.39 to 2.84. Might be your last chance to take advantage of it on EGB.com, but it's a bit of a left turn from OG here.
Can we just cut the crap and stop pretending to understand what the hell's going on here?
No.
Like, I have no idea where any of these players, what heroes any of these players are going to play. Is this going to be an offlane Zai Natures, or is he playing Ember, or is he? I mean, you'd think it's going to be a Matu.
It has to be
Bear,
Matu,
right?
Matu Lone Druid at least,
Yeah,
right?
but
Please
then-
tell me it's at least a Matu. Tell me I know something about this.
It's so hard to say in the third game of a best of 5 finals, though, who's going to be on what. And OG, I think I have more questions about this draft. Like, I don't know. Is it an offlane Wind Ranger? I've seen Seb play that recently. Like you said, you've seen Thompson play the Sven.
Yeah, I think the Lone Druid, this is a staple for Secret throughout the tournament. They've picked this Nature's Prophet 3rd or 4th. The opponent picks a hero like Spectre, like Void, that doesn't like to play against low cooldown push, and they double down on it. They picked a Lone Druid, they picked Visage. Last pick, we've seen these types of heroes that they just walk down lanes and barrel down buildings, and that is not what Team Secret, or that's not what OG is looking to deal with when they pick this last pick Void.
Sure. I'm just wondering. I'm just curious about what the hero, what players are going to pick what hero. That's what I'm interested in seeing.
No need to wait. We are ready to send it over for a possible elimination game. OG versus Team Secret. Let's send it over to our casters, Odie, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Tsunami. It's game 3 ready now. Secret versus OG. We've seen Secret do it quite a few times before, the old 3-0 in a best of 5 grand finals. Are they going to do it again here, folks? We're looking at these. The panel's already a lot of questions to be asked on what exactly is the plan, and I think out of the two, and for me more specifically with OGs, right, we're seeing some interesting stuff come into play. What is the plan?
Oh, that's a great question. They don't really have a lot of things to enable this chronosphere, right? Usually you see at least something that you could throw. Their only spell are Power Shot and Avalanche slash kind of a toss.
Tossing someone else into the chrono.
Until they have items, right? Until this Tiny actually has an Aghanim, they don't have a lot of things to actually help that chronosphere. And I look at Team Secret's draft. It looks like something they're very comfortable with. They've got their Bane, they've got their Lone Druid. They're looking to press the issue and do this fast speed game. And wow, it is a Thompson Sven.
Okay, so this was it. BSJ said that one of the panel was, weren't they? They're saying they've seen Thompson play a lot of games as Sven recently, so we're going to see an action here. Seb's playing the offlane Wind Ranger. Your supports on OG are going to be the No-Tail Abaddon, and the Sacks are Tiny, leaving of course Midbon to play the carry Void. Over on the side of Secret, less sort of surprises here really. Zai offlane Prophet, Nisha on the Ember, and Matu of course playing his signature Lone Druid with the 2 standard supports of the Puppy Bane and the Yapzor Earth Spirit.
I haven't seen this Bane Ember Spirit dual lane in quite a long time. They used to run this one a lot. They used to, it's Puppy, he plays the Bane as this super sacrificial. He actually stays level 1. We'll see if he does it this time, but he stays level 1 for the majority of the lane and just gives Ember a super fast level 6. Very stylistic of how he likes to play anyway on most heroes, but Bane is one of those very specific ones that he makes sure to do that a lot of the times. And yeah, we look at these lane setups. Ember can definitely get pressured a little bit down here, but that's what the Bane is for. So Bane eats all that pressure so the Ember can farm freely. And top lane, these heroes do not like playing versus Nature's Prophet, the Void as well as the Abaddon. These Treants, they definitely take advantage of them a lot here. And yeah, these 2 heroes, like Wind Ranger and Tiny, usually you'll be able to maybe apply some pressure onto Ember if he's a loner with a weaker support, but this Bane makes it that much stronger, and these are low armor heroes. Tiny and Wind Ranger, some of the lower ones, 0 and 2, so that's slight. That's going to be
Lone Druid against the Thompson Sven. So what would you imagine sort of is the logic from running the Sven in the mid lane and Thompson going to almost certainly do it in a very
got one of the creeps there. The shield pops and gets the other one. Not gonna commit forward onto no-tail though.
I mean, with both of these drafts, would you sort of say there's a side that is going to suffer if they fall behind early?
I do think OGs definitely will. There's so much push that Secret has, and they want to be playing this fast game, and they want to be moving around the map quickly. And I look at some of these heroes on the side OG, they're kind of slow, in particular the Abaddon. He cannot really manage when a team does start to get this big split push. Mid, YapzOr's actually rotating in. Probably hoping for a root there from Matumba. There's a very, I mean, I've never seen a lone druid versus Sven in the mid lane.
No, at least not this MMR. Sure, happens a lot down at the other half of the scale.
And that is most likely true.
We're seeing it here at the top.
He's staying very low. Matu's continuing a lot of harassment onto him, so YapzOr playing around mid. I think he knows he doesn't need to help Zai too much in the top lane. And I think he knows he can't really pressure the Void anyway there with that Nature's Prophet. So sticking around mid. Bottom. Ooh, Seb has to be careful. If he gets slapped during the wind run there, it's very likely he just dies.
Obviously that attempt's on the courier snipe there, but Topson's able to keep it alive safely. Matu, yeah, just gonna go straight for the Try to make them Topson.
They get the root.
Top will be hitting those tails there, make sure that they do not dive in any further. Topson's also got the south, so Topson will be fine. Bottom lane though, Seb!
They get him.
That is what you sound like.
They have indeed, the slight chains. Setups there, Nisha. The level 3, he's going to have 4-1 and a Mango coming out, making sure that he's going to always have mana just to make that sort of play, keep the harasser up onto the Wind Ranger and make it a very hard lane for Seb to sort of stand in. Down one of the 4-minute runes. They try and come in for it. It's going to end up spawning top. Yep, still slowing down the two of them.
Oh, it's Toxic TP'd mid, so that means the Wind Ranger left alone bottom even more. So now Nisha, he's got full free farm as December. He's just going to get zoned by Bane. Wind Ranger can't do anything to a Bane. Constantly gonna get pushed out. Soxa gonna make the move down bottom. It hurts Seb a lot in his momentum. Only 10 last hits. You see that Ember 22 and 13. Make sure to get all those denies. Slight chain build too. Easy to set up kills on either one of these heroes.
Now we are seeing some very nice setups here from Secret with the way that the lanes are.
I'm not too sure what Seb kind of has to. This whole bottom lane is just ruined. I don't know what Wind Ranger and Tiny can actually really do now.
Yeah, how does he get involved in the creeps? He's
walking toward mid.
Wait, what? Well, where's he got? What's the plan?
I think he knows that there's nothing that he can do to help. I think he's just trying to secure maybe just like a bounty rune or something.
I mean, I guess he knows that. Yeah, he knows the Topson's leaving for the 5-minute runes, so he's going to try and get involved for a wave mid.
That's a big problem though. You're giving Ember just a completely free game. So what that does is now Puppy's going to make his own moves. Puppy's going to maximize by either pulling as much as he can to get his levels, or he's just going to start rotating around the map himself.
Oh no. Let's see. I mean, Seb, as you said, he sort of said Topson, get out of mid.
Yeah, he just actually is taking the lane.
Oh, go jungle.
Yeah, actually.
I'm taking the mid lane.
I think that's the best thing that they could have actually done, because I don't see another home for this Wind Ranger. He has to either roam around the map or do exactly this, is force his Sven to jungle. Puppy.
Free farm Ember. Yep. Will be the end of the game. But at the same time, on top, of course, we are seeing mid one. He's also getting equal amounts of free farm in this top lane.
Absolutely. He's going to be getting an early level 6 too, because we did see no-tail move out of the lane. So giving him a little bit of a high five. There we go. Nice little friendly stuff there. YapzOr going on a courier hunt, and he's going to be stalking and stealing that XP from Topson because they know that he's jungling and when he's not showing.
Oh, mid one.
Mid one actually gets the kill.
I guess he doesn't even need the chrono. He's able to just dive in onto Zai. I mean, left in that 1v1, mid one's been having an excellent time in there. You see straight up on the CS difference, 34 to 12 against the 19 for 6. It's a very, very strong start for the Void. Nisha get the one hit on him, but the Sal's there. Topson is going to throw the stun out.
He's got to be careful.
They're going to get the root into the roll forward. No-tail tries to help him with the shield, but Zai TP's over. Topson will get healed up once more by the mist coil. It's not enough. Topson goes down. And they'll turn over towards no-tail. Have they got any further catch? YapzOr, does he want to dive in on this? He doesn't. He'll let him go. Top lane. Mid one turning. Going to drop the chrono. He needs a lot of bashes. He's not even getting a single bash. So no chance of taking out Nisha. The chrono, unfortunately, not going to work out for mid one.
Nope. And even though they do get that kill first on Zai, we still see Secret with this 2k gold lead because of their movements around the map and just how well their lane start is going, right? Ember all the way up to 3.3. Lone Druid smashed the mid lane too with the help of Yapzor.
Yeah, this
and now
is...
Puppey's like, oh, all right, cool. I'll just take bottom lane, and you know, Soxa can't do it. Soxa can't stand up to a Bane. He's tiny. It's level 5 Bane.
Yeah, I think, you know, you're sort of watching this game, and just from the draft, I think a lot of question marks have sort of just have arisen from what OG's done with the draft to the point where I think we're all sort of just sitting and watching and sort of waiting to see what the plan is. You know, what are OG going for with this lineup? It clearly hasn't been the sort of the setup of favorable lanes. When is it going to be that this draft actually kicks in and sort of falls into place and is able to achieve something? It's hard to see, but again,
it is very
in the
hard to see.
past, OG's pulled off a lot of stuff that we haven't expected, and it's sort of happened for the first time. So maybe some magic going to come out of somewhere from this lineup of OG, but so far with the way that things have begun, it's hard to sort of see.
I'm really hoping to see some type of magic, because just looking at them on paper, it just looks like a very strange draft altogether when you put all the heroes together. I really think that Secret is just going to take every single tower here, and I don't really know what OG's heroes can do to respond. Like we said, the Void, he has nobody who can really back him up except for like a power shot for the majority of this early game, and you know that Secret's going to play extremely aggressive in this early game with Lone Druid and Nature's Prophet. Yeah, it's just, it looks very weird here. Now they send Zai to the bottom lane. Bane, Puppey's already level 6 at 8.5 minutes because of the movements, and they might even be able to... Ooh, they almost were able to set up onto Soxa there, but... Puppey holding the grip. Nisha just poking these heroes top. Forcing OG around the map just awkwardly.
Seb just still sort of struggling to find place on the map to stay out safely. A couple of slight fish from Nisha, and Seb's just forced to walk back to base.
Yeah, they're just running around even on Secret, just looking for anybody, because OG's not playing any lanes. Nobody is playing in a single lane right now. They all have to go back and heal because of this harassment, and Secret's just gonna push towers. How do they respond? They need to set up with at least the Wind Ranger to power shot the waves.
See them TPing in on mid OG. They want to get the 3 of them over. But again, what can they really start? I mean,
they're just
even if they find a shackle, they don't really have great killers early on.
No, they do not. Their damage is very lackluster as the shackle doesn't connect either. Mid one's going to make the move onto Zai here, but Puppey's there with the Fiend's Grip, and he's all alone, but gets stopped.
Get cancelled. But the silence is in from Yapzor. Yapzor continuing to control mid, but oh, Zai! That Nature's Wrath comes crashing through. Zai out with the taunt of the TP. Nisha also able to finish off No-Tail elsewhere over in the map. Saxa goes down. The stun onto Nisha. And they chase him. Shackle out onto the bear. Matu's by Nisha's side. Thompson and
Zai's coming back in.
He's going to TP over on towards the bear. Yapzor rolls in. Thompson's in trouble. The Warcry helping him out a little bit. The tree at micro Zai. He takes down one, tries to block off Seb. Seb will be able to get away, but Thompson goes down. It's 6 for 1. It's a 4K lead, and
they're looking pretty broken, Owen. I gotta be honest.
I guess they just really wanted to try something just totally off the wall with this draft, OG.
Can they get the toss back?
It doesn't seem to be working.
Nisha's even diving. Oh no, though.
It's a good chrono. That's gonna get the Ember, or is it?
It is.
Dilation.
And they'll get
Nisha. They'll get Puppey as well. Mid one still holding on strong. He's trying to do his best here to carry them through this. He's able to pick up something in response for Secret diving in the way they were.
But they got the tower. They got top tower too. They're still at a huge lead, and I'm still not seeing where this draft together. I think this is just going to be a mid one on an island by himself trying to carry this game.
It is again. They need mid one to just be massive.
Yeah, I just don't think...
He's got to do everything.
It doesn't feel like he's going to get to that point. It's a less than 1K experience lead for a Secret, but you can just feel the way that their heroes can play around the map. Their only thing that they're threatened by is a Chronosphere, unless they're very out of position.
I mean, they're going for this smoke.
Can they?
It's sort of hard to see. Well, I mean, what are these two going to be able to do without the Chrono?
They need Thompson to get like the lead stun, because otherwise it's what's their disable, right? They just mid one hitting him and hoping for a bash.
I mean, Matu, he's always going to have the fear to push them back.
Yep.
Unless they're able to find the 2 of them. So I mean, they've smoked up, they've moved down into the jungle. They're not really finding anything. They're still waiting on the high ground. Maybe they can get a jump onto Matu.
Oh, Secret, they found another target.
Oh. It's top lane Secret with their smoke. they will be that little more successful. They found Saxa, and they'll take his life. Again, inside with the bounces. It's Nature's Wrath taking him out. The remainder of that smoke, OG will move back over towards mid. Mid one positive dilation of the Mask of Madness, but Remnant's already out. Nisha's back to safety. And OG just not able to find anything with their own move.
I'm not sure. I really am not. I'm still just not sure how they can respond to almost anything. Look. Secret, they can all gather together. Now they can push the top tower. No, they can't respond. This is pretty much a support Wind Ranger. Their mid Sven, he's not really very farmed at all. And neither is really the Void. They're just getting everything kind of collapsed on them. Like, as we said, it's really just going to be mid one. Hoping.
So, yeah. And he's got a long way to go, you know. And as it's just one of those games where, as the moments pass, mid one, sure, he's going to be able to hit.
He tops in for a second with the ward, but he should be able to get away, yeah. And they rotate heavily, though.
They're going to dive in. They pop the drum. They're looking to go concentrate out. Nisha's able to step to the side. The Fear pushing the back. Matu's just in with the bear. Yapsel rolls in. He found the stun on the tops and the magnetize out. Onto the two of them. Into the silence. Perfectly set up there by Yapsel's Earth Spirit. As they just dive past the tower. 3 heroes dead on OG. And this one,
this one's feeling...
I mean, it feels like Secret's on track to sort of end this tournament run with the way they begun it, just with these games where it just didn't look like the opponent had any sort of a chance.
It really feels like that. Like I said, they just can't really do much of anything with their draft, especially how bottom went. This Wind Ranger just can't contribute a whole lot. It's looking rough.
Just a bit. 8K down already, 13 minutes in. All 3 of Secret's cores. I mean, you look at the heroes Secret have as well in the 3 core positions. It's 3 carries.
It's 3 carries.
Three carries.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Not only do they scale, but they also pressure early extremely hard.
But the Chrono, this is the one tool that can guarantee, well, not necessarily guarantee, but at least give them a solid chance of finding a kill on one of the cores of Secret. But again, that's sort of the problem. You know, you'll find a kill on one of the cores of Secret. The other 2 are going to be farming.
Ooh. The toss, though, it actually gets him on top of Nisha.
Should have the Ember here.
Nice.
Can you get another? He's going to try and turn towards Yapsel.
Has to get more.
Where's the bashes?
There's a glimmer already on Puppy.
Shackle from Seb does come out. If they turn over towards the Bane, we'll be able to combo him down. OG, main moves with the Chrono.
Very clutch toss by Saxa, following the Remnant, actually, because it was so close. He gets the Void right on top of him to get the Chrono. Nisha looks like he was really playing Risk, trying to force that Chrono and get like some Remnant out cutely, but isn't able to do so. But now, they don't really have the heroes to push towers and take advantage of the fact that they got those 2 kills, and Nisha's back up in a second.
I mean, Secret's going to come in for the defense,
yes,
for sure here. Looking to punish OG, see if they can get one with the catch. They look over towards No-Tail. No-Tail trying to walk out with the borrowed time. Yapsel's in upon him inside the river. Chains down to mid one, into the silence from Yapsel. Slow as well, buying time for the bear to come in, get the fear off. Mid one's still able to jump to the side of the time off, but the magnetizes on them again. This Yapsel Earth Spirit just messing with them beautifully.
They're chasing for more too, Nisha. They are going to be able to catch mid one.
That is what you sound like.
And Seb watches his friends die with this beautiful Wind Ranger Arcana.
I mean, at least he looks good doing it.
At least he looks good.
Yeah. Look at that.
That's just about he's doing. That's just about all he's doing right now this game. And Secret, the world is their oyster. They can just run around pretty much doing anything. Chrono's down, as we said. OG.
That's all it is, right? The Chrono. That's the one thing that Secret have any reason to be scared of. I mean, we saw, you know, OG trying to do something outside of having Chrono available. It doesn't work out. Secret, with the lead that they have, they turn up, they defend, going for Roche. Nobody's even going to think of this on OG. They can't. They're too far behind. They can't stop this. They cannot come over here.
And I mean, you know, you asked me earlier, what is this Sven going to do? And I know I said I wasn't too sure what he's going to do, and he's 0-3-0. He's
not a good look for tops in this game. This is not the Topson you want to see.
He just can't really, with this hero, he can't really do anything versus Secret's heroes because he's a mid Sven. And now there's an Aegis, there's an Arcane Rune as well. Onto this Ember Spirit and Matumba approaching toward that MKB. They're getting bigger, and OG is just not. They're gonna at least be able to get this tower here finally. But yeah, in a very grim spot. 15 seconds until that Chrono.
They've got to, I mean, mid one's got to make sure that every Chrono counts massively.
Yep. Look at these aggressive wards too, placed by Secret. They have 2 wards placed on the top side to watch if any rotation's coming. Scouting out the mid as well with this 1 ward here where the tower used to be. So they're just aware of all of the positioning from OG as they take a top tower at the 16-minute mark on the tier 2.
We see there on the good old bear cam. Matu's very close to having the full MKB on the bear.
Yeah. Oh, Saksa, he spotted in the back, away from his team. An easy kill as they chase for more.
Yeah, they're going to look for more indeed. No-Tail, he's able to cut his way through the Sprout, has the borrowed time, but they'll be able to play through this, chase him out, and secure themselves a second kill off the back of this chase. Change around to No-Tail. Double kill for Nisha.
Double spray paint as well on his body.
Yeah. Secret, they know what's going on right here. They feel it. They've been in this position many times before. You know, 17 minutes in, 10k ahead of the opponent.
There's just, it just doesn't feel like OG can do much of anything besides just cutting quick wave. They got a courier at least, but they're gonna lose that.
You sound like.
And likely to lose another tier 2 here, as it's been ugly and it's just getting uglier. Secret just they're breaking OG, it really feels like in this game. Even from before the game, just make this draft, right? It feels like Secret just really put OG in a very uncomfortable spot.
And it does just feel, you know, OG, they try to come out with a bit of their own surprise this game 3 in terms of drafts, but it just hasn't. Whoa. Some subliminal messaging there, flashing before your eyes.
Secret all staying together, not really splitting up too much because I think they know that the only way that OG actually comes back is if they start getting these consecutive kills off of Chrono.
He's got to hit big one, mid one.
He's got to find Matu.
He just get the two of them.
Transform off though beforehand.
He's going to be pretty tanky. Is he tanky enough to live for this side? Matu, he's going to live. He's going to be protected. Vermicane comes out and mid one couldn't finish off the kill this time. They've got the magnetize off again. Nisha getting a little low. The time dilation causing issues, but he's able to get the sleight of fist off. They've lost Seb. They've lost mid one. Nisha's in with the remnants. It's 4 dead on OG. Only No-Tail surviving.
Do this.
Secret, they'll lose Puppy. They don't care. All cores remaining alive. They couldn't kill Matu off in time, getting the ult off. They couldn't kill Nisha, even the time dilation just not slowing him down enough as he's still able to slide a fist.
Even if they did, I believe he has the Aegis anyway, right? So he would have been just fine popping right back up as this one feels truly overrun.
19 minutes in, Secret. They're making sure that in order to be the last game of this tournament, that people remember exactly the position and lead that Secret seems to have above any other team in the game right now.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. They're just gonna take this rack. There's no Chrono. OG, nothing to defend this. No, they're gonna walk up and eat some spells. But inevitably buildings are going down, and Thompson is getting hit back pretty hard.
Got the shackle. Where's the damage?
There is none.
Melee rack's gone. Secret can chill out, go for something else. There's still a tier 2 down bottom if they want to head over and take it.
Yep, they already have the double outposts anyway, so even more experience for them. As Zai standing toe-to-toe with mid one.
Mid one's taking a lot of damage. He's just dead. All the tips as well. Zai having a bit of a giggle. And Thompson, he's dead again. He's dead again.
Might be time.
Oh, slight change missed there. You know, there's something. You know, even the best make mistakes. Doesn't matter though. No-Tail's still gonna die. The Secret, they just can't help themselves, and they're just killing over and over again. Everybody's dies 24-6.
They're just having fun with
it. They'll finish the mid-back.
Feels like.
Head up towards top. Yep. Continue to wrap this one up.
Seb buys a veil. He's like, all right, well, maybe this can help a little bit, but don't think it can. And that's really it. There's just nothing OG can do. Just watch their base fall apart.
Oh, Seb. Absol nearly catching him there with a slow. Absol now with a full Yule's ways to protect himself, ways to set up. 21 minutes in, a second melee rack's gone. Taken away from OG, they're smoking up. They've got a Chrono. He needs a 5-man Chrono hit. He needs something incredible.
Or they just go for Puppy and kill Puppy and GG out.
We've seen that happen. That has been sort of the classy way to end games sometimes if you're in a unwinnable position.
Yeah, just kill the captain, just so you get a little bit of a smile at the end. It's really just, it's impossible. It really is impossible, this game.
What's the Dota plus odds like? I don't know if we can get them up, but it's got to be
96.
96. I think it's a little generous, giving them the
4%, yeah.
Being down 17k at 21 minutes, and And again, just with a lineup that you sort of just struggle to see what's going to happen.
It just doesn't get together ever. The entirety of their draft just never actually formulates a real composed draft. There's just nothing that these heroes can really do together, as they're all just dying everywhere.
We can't even keep up with where they're dying. They're just dying. It's Chrono. He's on Matu. Midpoint's trying with the defensive nightmare. Puppy buys time. The stun still comes out. The mix. Pop Matu. He's back up to full HP. He doesn't care. Mid-one's dead. Thompson's out as well. And they're going to call it, ladies and gentlemen, GG is called. And with that, Secret take another Grand Finals 3-0. This one against OG. And Team Secret will be your We Play a Mega League European Immortal Division champions. And they'll be taking home the tidy sum of $200,000.